Welcome to another episode of Musically Zone Talks Boxing. This episode comes to you by way of H.W. Wicks Handcrafted Candles. Their motto is relax and enjoy. By the Block Fam, which started on Marlowe's Corner. We just keeping it going. Also by the Track Titans and where we get our music from. And if you know anybody that's looking for some music to go in their videos, tell them to hit us up and we'll hook them up. And with that being said, let's get started.
A whole lot of yap. They ain't gonna say nothing. Niggas talk a lot of game, till it's time to play one. I hear a whole lot of yap. They ain't gonna say nothing. Get your whole shit smacked, and ain't no coming back from that. You move like a bitch, and I ain't even capping black. Thinking it's a joke, I ain't really laughing black. Let the pistol smoke. Your mama gonna be wearing black. The sister sniffing coke. After this, she gonna be smoking crack. And front row Joe ain't gonna never get his brother back. Did I stutter black? The fuck is that? Every one of your fears confirmed. You can trust in that. Every one of your peers gon' burn. Where the mustard got a pin on where your shit at, nigga. We on your musty ass.
I'm standing on the block. Niggas always stay away from me. Say they got game, but none of them will play with me. Pressure bust pipe, so I'ma play the plumber now. Niggas say he lying though, so I guess he bringing thunder now. Woo-ha! And I ain't even bust a rhyme with that. Put that daylight in your soul, have your people begging, bringing back. Rappers playing their gang stars, running like some refugees. A full righteous teacher, keep them humble, they can't flex with me.
I never had the help, I had to get it on my own. All by myself, look, I did it on my own. The undefeated champ and I'm sitting on the throne. Crown on my head, I would never be the throne. I never had the help, I had to get it on my own. All by myself, look, I did it on my own. The undisputed champ and I'm sitting on the throne. Crown on my head, I would never be the throne.
1326 Musically Zone. MZ, yeah, the name stitched on the throne. Shake 'em off, no hold on. Put a stranglehold on any rapper thinking they can come and move on. Shine like a bright light, man. Got them sick cause I spit and I don't write. A lot of rappers hate me, why? Cause they can't be cold when it's time to explode on the daily. Pause for a sec, go on, catch your breath now. I'ma shut down everything if they try to reply. Make them and their fan base bow to the throne. That's the late DMX said, let's get it on. I'm a legend like KR, Rakim and Chuck D. Big Daddy Kane, Kool Moe and Kool G. Pop, Biggie, Pimp C and Bun B, Ice Cube, LL and Run DMC, Run DMC.
I never had the help, I had to get it on my own. All by myself, look, I did it on my own. The undefeated champ and I'm sitting on the throne. Crown on my head, I would never be the throne. I never had the help, I had to get it on my own. All by myself, look, I did it on my own. The undisputed champ and I'm sitting on the throne. Crown on my head, I would never be the throne. They doubted me, counted me out. That's why I can't afford to take the loss. Came right back up when I fell off. Did it on my own, I had to be strong. Help wasn't out foot, I didn't trip. I never felt the need to go off script. Most people dead, why would you jump off ship? When things go wrong, they disappear. Did it on my own, had no fear. Made it this long, I'm glad I'm still here. Throughout all the years, the grays in my beard, the blood, sweat, and tears, I'm seeing things clear. The hate I received, the love I didn't get, the people talking bad about me like I wasn't shit. This is my story, my book. I bought a crook that they always overlook. I never had the help, I had to get it on my own. All by myself, look, I did it on my own. The undefeated champ and I'm sitting on the throne. Crown on my head, I would never be the throne.
Y'all know how we do. We get it rolling until we get some
I
fire.
run the last leg, hand me the stick, and I'm out this bitch. You got a lot of money, but I ain't never seen you couch a bitch. I'm looking in her eyes, and I absolutely doubt the bitch. I lay her life down for you, cause nigga, you a counterfeit. Y'all get that stepped on, we provide the straight drop. Dump the whole cookie out. Don't forget to scrape the pot. Chopping up chunks, shit look like a gravel road. Moving so fast, it ain't even gonna matter, bro. Pockets on swole, bump in the trunk. Thick yellow bitch like an all-day brunch. Only roll the hard top cause niggas be sniping. Taking your life, ain't nobody fighting.
Code name Barney Rubble, sold plenty Flintstones, always had plenty stock, scooping up the bedrock, fuck with them bad hoes, deep throat no joke. Always with me chillin', but they always brag no choke. Hover over headstones, bid my haters good night. Something that I won't do is bring a knife to a gunfight. Let me help you understand, I always get my get back. Even if it takes a whole year, I'm gonna get that. Petty's what they call me, so petty's what I am, bro. Catch you in the club and leave you leaking on the dance floor. Catch you with your broad and leave you leaking in the arms. So when you see me coming, you know what it is that I'm there for.
Wonder why it changes when we come around. We make these niggas change their smiles into a grind. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, where they at? There they go. Fucking with these old school G's, your ass gotta go. Running your mouth like your ass got fucking time. Knowing damn well that we serious about eyes. Bumping this the cause of this, and you do it well. I'm feeling like LL, God like rock the bells, take a broomstick and hit you across your fucking head. Love it, now what's that shit you said? Who that is squawking like they bout that gang bang? Thought you could hide like we didn't know where you hang. Who that is squawking like you bout that gang bang? Lame ass niggas getting wings.
We smooth with that. Niggas get to tripping on the block, we cool with that. If you really got a problem, we can deal with that. But don't be crying to you people when we bring shit back. We smooth with that. Niggas get to tripping on the block, we cool with that. If you really got a problem, we can deal with that. But don't be crying to you people when we bring shit back.
I spit real to the bullshit. Average niggas can't handle that. It's not my fault they fuck niggas.
This nigga burning candles black? What the fuck is that? Who these niggas trying to be? Whatever you do, keep them niggas away from me.
And I'ma leave it there. Now back to the realest shit. Big E dropping that heat. Where you been with this? The apex predator shit coming together, bro. If you want to step to this shit, reset your schedule. Ain't none of your bets hedgeable. Woo! Ain't none of your words legible. When I catch you with this bat, your legs won't be leggable. You'll be in the wheelchair, moving like vegetables. But not the kind you eat, the kind you get rewarded with for fucking around in the streets. Yeah, bitch, I'm the La-di-Das. Step through, boop, boop, black Adidas. It's a shame that he didn't see the lime green dot. Lit his ass like a suite of the finest lot. Got him slipping at the light about 9 o'clock. Nigga never got a chance to text his moms and pop.
I'm almost home.
We smooth with that. Niggas get to tripping on the block, we cool with that. If you really got a problem, we can deal with that. But don't be crying to you people when we bring shit back. We smooth with that. Niggas get to tripping on the block, we cool with that. If you really got a problem, we can deal with that. But don't be crying to you people when we bring shit back. Pressure then or pressure now. Niggas always talking down. Hit him like the Exorcist and spin his head completely round. Talking like some giants, yeah, I guess they think they standing tall. Till I came up in his piece and hit him like some fentanyl. Looking strange when facing truth, cause fantasy is how they live. Drop a lick until they laugh and surely they can't handle it. Put them down, bring them food, teach them what they should do. Before it's all over, watch them turn and straight up hate on you. We smooth with that. Niggas get you tripping on the block.
We cool with that.
If you really got a problem, we can deal with that. But don't be crying to your people
When we bring shit back. Hey.
We smooth with that. Niggas get you tripping
Y'all know how we
on
do here on the music.
cool
We
with that.
don't talk.
If you really got a problem, we can deal with that.
I'm gonna hit y'all with one more, and then we're gonna jump into the clip. Little big.
Straight from the head, fuck the little deads. Niggas be coming to bed. Playing that little nigga soft, you gon' fuck around and get your head blowed off.
Ain't no thing when that nine go
Oh
bang.
shit, the big dog off of the chain. Missy with the bullshit. Y'all niggas can't stop the rain.
I took him on a caddy ride. He told me how his daddy
I
died.
swear to God that he would slide and let it end in homicide. Anything that came against
Or anything that played the
it's
fence.
him against the world now. Little nigga trying to pay his rent. And he don't have to motivate to give a nigga the golden gates.
You know a nigga strapped tight. He hang out at the apartment
Got a
gates.
pocket full of rocks, scratch UGK CD. Float like a butterfly, duck like Peking.
Gang stay peeping. He know who in, he know who out.
He know which hoes be fucking for cash. He knows which hoes be fucking for clout. He said, yep, I be all in my zone. I be playing the fool. They be thinking I'm gone. I be making the rules.
They be smoking my zone. I ain't giving a fuck. I'm trying to cop this wrong. You heard me?
Yeah, they keep playing me soft. Not realizing I'm the boss. That's the advantage of closing your mouth. They never know what they talking about.
I show up in the hood with that sickle cause they ain't acting right. Brother got a problem, it's only fair that I join the fight. Whisper in his ear, we gon' send them off to the afterlife. Dolomite, ain't no jokes here, you got to pay the price. Pressure that I bring is guaranteed to straight up bust a pipe. The only mission that I'm on is coming through to turn off lights. Looking in my eyes, you see death staring back at you. Tears is just a vessel that I use to get back at you.
Man, what's happening? So you know we're gonna talk about Inoue and Nakatani. That was a full fight, high octane. Gotta give it to Inoue. He took some good punches from Nakatani. But I want to go ahead and talk about David Benavidez and the trajectory that he's on, and what could possibly come about from that. Also, we're gonna talk about or bring up the case that Abdullah Mason is getting ready to fight. I think Cordina. Shushu is getting ready to fight as well, and the 47 pounder. His name slips me right now. Man, I can't remember the young man's name, but y'all know how it is. Let's go ahead and stop that real quick. Bam. So, this weekend opened up, happy Cinco de Mayo, to my Hispanic fans and friends. They partying hard here in San Antonio, not just because it's Cinco de Mayo, but also because the Spurs have been doing pretty good. I understand they lost the other day to Minnesota, first game, so they down 1-0. They down 1-0. But Wemby and the boys, I think they're going to get it together. I saw Wemby in the interview. He said that he made a mistake in the game because he used too much of his energy on the offensive end. So, he probably get that corrected. I'm pretty sure he can make it happen and get it corrected and get things going the way they're supposed to go. Who else had fought? I think what's the young lady name? Tiama. I can't remember her last name either, but she did her thing. But anyway, speaking about the little guys, the monster Inoue and Nakatani, they put on a exciting fight. They were throwing blows. Now, Inoue showed that he got a chin. He took some very good punches. Not to say that Nakatani don't have one either, because he does, because he sustained some good shots from the monster as well. I say the only bad thing I could see out of the fight was the head clash that ended up cutting Nakatani around the eye. But he did not let that bother him. He stayed on point. He kept fighting. He kept trying to make things happen. I did notice something about old Inoue. Inoue is cat quick, man. That boy is pretty fast in that ring. And I said maybe a year and a half, 2 years back, that his star power won't explode until he comes to the States. I got a lot of pushback for that. And what I was saying is, he has a lot more fans that he can gain here in the States, a bigger pool of people to fight. I understand that, he's over in Japan and he's doing his thing and he is a national treasure over there. But I'm like, he can blow up so much bigger here, in my opinion. I think he can just explode here. And just think about it. Japan can fit within the United States. Let that sink in. You got a place that he's coming from. He's a big fish in a small pond. He can come here to an ocean and turn into a whale. But we'll see how things go. And, the man is doing his thing. He's showing that he can fight, show some good defense. He kind of reminds me of Manny sometimes, the way he was able to pop in and out throughout the fight against Nakatani. As I said, Nakatani was doing what he could, and he put on a good exhibition. No quit in either one of them. Like I said, I seen some nice hammering shots by both men. They called them in exchanges. Monster got caught in an exchange, snapped his head back, but it didn't look like it fazed him. He came right back on pushing and kept on pushing the issue and the situation until the last bell. They hugged it out, and he walked away with victory. Now, him moving up in weight classes, we'll see how it goes. But right now, it looks like he can be troublesome as he comes up. I won't just throw and say, oh, we can put him against this person or this person. We just have to see how things go and how the lay of the land works out for him. Now, I'll tell you a fight that I did see, a 4-rounder with Carter Efe and a guy named Portable or something like that. Horrible techniques. Horrible. I mean, these guys were out there just flailing away, swinging wild, looking like a street fight, if you really ask me. It was the most craziest thing I've seen. When you talk about a 4-rounder, this really was a 4-rounder. Should have been a 1.5 rounder, if that long. They were just swinging helicopter punches, windmills. That's what it was. Windmills. You remember back in the day, people put their head down, just start swinging their arms, all wild and crazy. That's the way this fight looked to me. I mean, it was just terrible. I think FA was one guy real tall, one guy real short. It's just a horrible look. Anyway, I'm not going to complain about that. What I do want to bring up is Abdullah Mason getting ready to fight Cordina. I think this is going to be a good fight for the youngster. Not saying that he won't be able to handle his business, because I'm pretty sure he will. He's going to represent that Cleveland, Ohio, real good. And I think he's going to handle his business. I'm looking for him to go out there and put together a nice show. Can he get a stoppage? I don't know if he can get a stoppage, but I'm pretty sure he can get the decision hands down. Could be a close fight, but I'm looking for him to incorporate everything that he's been learning. We already know he's been knocked down in a fight before, got back up, bit down on his gum shield, and went to work, pulled off the victory. He got some stoppages up under his belt, and he got some rounds up under him, but he's still growing and learning. But I think his ceiling, he has a very high ceiling that he can get to. And so I'm going to say, for me, I'm going to keep my eye on Abdullah Mason because I like him. I think he's going to do a great job. I think he can be a champion. At the moment, if I'm understanding and remembering correctly, At this moment right now in boxing, he is the youngest champion in the world. As far as boxing, the youngest champion in the world. And I remember that was a big talking point for the Haneys when Devin done it. I don't hear the Masons, kind of brag about it as much, but I thought I'd bring up the point that he is the youngest champion. Shushu is going to be defending his belt. He's going to be defending his belt. Tiger, that's the guy's name. They call him Tiger. His name is Tiger, 147 pounds. He's got a fight coming up as well. Don't know who his competition is going to be, but he seems to be a young phenom that's moving up, climbing up the ranks kind of slowly, but for sure. Now, before I jump on David Benavidez, I just want to go through the different things that I've seen, heard. Remember not last week. Remember a couple of weeks ago, I was speaking about Jermell Charlo and his interview that he did, his talking points that he was giving. And I had said that I felt like old Mel was a little jealous of Earl Spence and possibly his brother, because I noticed in footage and different interviews and times that the camera would catch them, the looks that he would give and everything like that. Well, listening to him in the interview, was it with Brian Custer? I think it was with Brian Custer. He was speaking and, he said he feel like Tim Tszyu will beat Earl, and if Earl is the Earl that he knows, no, what he said is if Earl is the Earl that he remembers or he knows, then Tim Tszyu is going to beat him. He said he didn't look good when he fought Ugas. He said he saw some wobble, some discombobulation, some disconnect with old Earl. He really seemed to not have too much positive to say about Earl Spence, but hey, it is what it is. He's campaigning, trying to get a fight. He says he's having hard times getting, well, he didn't say he's had a hard time getting a fight, but he kind of put it out that way. He said he's the man, talking about Mel Charlo. He said he's the man that is to be beat. He didn't lose his belts to anybody. He went up and faced Canelo. He got a loss. He can come back down. And I'm just listening to the way he was putting his things together and how he said it. And like I said, I can't help but notice there might be some jealousy in between him and Earl Spence and all this. Now I know that there's been rumors about when they were working together under Derrick James and all, and about the so-called battles that they were having in the ring and stuff like that, which doesn't really amount to anything. But Jermell said, he can come back, he can handle Xander. He can handle Earl. He can handle the Giraffe and the Tyrant Inferno. Jermaine Ortiz. He's just calling out names and he's trying to get it done. Boots, because Boots is at 154. He's got a plethora of people that he can deal with. A smorgasbord of fighters for him to deal with to get back in action. Now, he said he don't need to fight Earl Spence. He don't have to fight Earl Spence. He's not interested in fighting Earl Spence. He said that he's looking for the young, hungry lions that are trying to do something. Now, I don't know if he means that, Earl, because, he also mentioned Earl might have a couple of more fights and then be gone. I don't know. But what I do know is he's trying to get back into the mix of things. Earl Spence has a fight coming up with Tim Tszyu, which I checked out their interview, press conference. And Tim Tszyu made a statement that Earl was disrespectful. Wouldn't shake his hand when they met. Earl being Earl said that, you've been disrespectful, talking noise, and I ain't finna shake your hand after you've been trying to talk crazy and all that. We can hug it out after the fight. Now, the conversation Earl is giving, a lot of people questioning if he's going to be the same Earl. I saw some comments, they were talking about, his speech is slurred, he talking slow and all this. I'm like, dude, the dude talked the same way he was talking. You might hear a lot of more slurs, which he explained after the car accident. He got some new teeth put in. He had to go as far as to explain to the people that, you got the false teeth. They don't have the natural spaces where air can go through them, so you don't get the whistles and all that stuff while you're talking. But he said he's good. He said the time that he spent out of the boxing ring with his family, doing things with his family, his kids, and everything like that, rejuvenated him in so many words. It got a chance for him to see where he is mentally. And he says he's mentally ready. He did speak on the fact that, he's a little older. He started working out. Things was hurting. Parts of us hurting that he didn't know could be hurt. But with that being said, he says he's trained hard. He's ready to go. Got trainer Ronnie Shield in his corner. And he's looking to come out and make some noise and handle his business against Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is a little fresher than Earl, even though Tim Tszyu has been stopped twice. Once by Sebastian Fundora, and he got knocked out after that. I can't remember the fighter's name. But his trail has been a little bumpy. So this fight, for me, is a chance for Earl to get his name back, ringing, as well as Tim Tszyu to try to get himself reestablished and his name back into the mix, so they can start calling for the fights. Such as I don't know if Earl will be going after Boots. I don't know what his plan is if he beats Tim Tszyu, which he has to go over to Australia to do it. So he's staying true to form. No tune-up fight, as he says. Some people say Tim Tszyu is the tune-up fight, but I wouldn't say that. I'll say Tim ran into a couple of bumps in the road. Two of those bumps being Sebastian Fundora, and then the knockout that came after with the gentleman that came. I don't know if it was between the fights. You had the fight, got knocked out, and had the fight, or he got lost twice to Fundora and then got knocked out. But either way, it's been a bumpy return for Tim Tszyu since he ran into the Towering Inferno. Once the Towering Inferno, he ran into the Towering Inferno. Things seemed to collapse a little bit, but he's fighting at home in front of his home crowd. He's excited. He mentioned something about this fight being a fight for him like it was for his dad, against Chavez, which Earl said, you ain't your dad. You're trying to get away from up under your dad's shadow. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to make sure you stay in your dad's shadow. I'm paraphrasing here, but the conversation was good for Earl Spence fans. I'm pretty sure they were excited to see him back on the podium talking about fighting and getting things together. Y'all give me a second. Y'all know how it is. When the ducks call, that's one of the babies making a sound. So let me see what's going down. Give me a hot second, and I'll get right back with y'all.
Straight from the head, fuck the little dads. Niggas be coming to bed. Playing that little nigga soft, you gon' fuck around and get your head blowed off.
Ain't no thing when that nine go bang.
Oh shit, the big dog off of the chain. Missy with the bullshit. Y'all niggas can't stop the rain.
I took him on a caddy ride. He told me how his daddy
I
died.
swear to God that he would slide and let it end in homicide. Or anything that came against,
Or anything that played the
it's
fence.
him against the world now. Little nigga trying to pay his rent. And he don't have to motivate to give a nigga the golden gates.
Know a nigga strapped tight. He hang out at the apartment
Got a
gates.
pocket full of rocks, scratch UGK CD. Float like a butterfly, duck like Peking.
Game stay peeping. He know who in, he know who
He
out.
know which hoes be fucking for cash. He knows which hoes be fucking for clout. He said, yep, I be all in my zone. I be
We back. My bad. I believe I was speaking about Tim Tszyu not being a tune-up for Earl Spence. The danger of this fight is, Earl's been out the ring about 3 years. 3. The only excitement you can have, and you can let your mind wonder, what will Earl Spence look like when he returns? You don't have a lot to draw off of for the simple reason his last fight, and even Jamel brought this to the forefront. His last fight, he didn't look so good. The question was asked to him, how did he take the fight? Was he down on himself? He spoke on that, and he said that he felt like he had disappointed himself a little bit, but he's over that. But for the fans, for the people who are Earl Spence fans, how are you guys looking for Earl to come back? As a natural fan, you would be wishing and hoping that he comes back still tenacious, still working behind a solid jab, still being, as most people would label him, as technical and defensively sound. Not being off balance, because they did ask him the question about that being off balance within the fight and everything. I can't remember exactly what he said about that, but hopefully he got his legs up under him. He's got his cardio together, because we know he had good cardio and a good engine before the Terrence Crawford fight. They also asked him if he and Crawford were even getting along. He said he talks to Crawford every once in a while, asks about his kids, his sons. They've crossed paths a few times. I think they talked on the phone a few times, but it seems like there's no animosity or hate between the two. As far as I'm concerned, the relationship that they might have is one of two warriors that would come together and get on and do their thing, and that be that. But as far as Earl going to Australia to face Tim Tszyu, it's a big leap of faith for Earl. Like I said, being out of the ring about 3 years now, only thing fans can say is they hope that Earl looks good. They hope that he comes out with Ronnie Shields and look like not the Earl of old, but possibly something that they can hang their hats up on, get behind, fly the banners, scream the name Earl Spence, the truth, and get behind him and rally, make the rally cries for him, and he can go out there and do his thing. But you are asking a big load to be carried, because in my opinion, he needs to go out, not just fight a good fight. He has to look good in this fight against Tim Tszyu. He has to make Tim Tszyu, in my opinion, look like Tim Tszyu is on the downside. Talk him up as much as possible, but when the fight starts, he's going to have to make Tim Tszyu look like he's declining. Got two fighters that like to come forward, at least from the last time we seen Earl Spence. I'll say before the Crawford fight, liking to come forward. Within the Crawford fight, he started off trying to go forward, but that turned around. Crawford made him have to start getting on his back foot where he couldn't get away from anything. Will Tim Tszyu be able to take any notes from the Crawford fight and apply them to himself and into his game plan and work this out and give Spence a puzzle that he can't solve? Logic would say, hey, Earl's been out for a minute. The accident is let's just say the accident is gone. It's more than 2 years out of the way. He's been out of the ring 3 years. He's got a chance to let his body heal, let his mental heal, and anything that you would think would be a problem for a fighter, you would have to say, hey, those things should be out of the way. The only thing that you would have to bring to the forefront now is probably ring rust. Does he still have his reflexes? Can he still take a punch? These questions, these are legitimate questions. Does he, how much ring rust he has and how fast he'll be able to shake it off? Has he lost a step? He is in his 30s now, so you're going to be looking for, has he lost a step? What's his hand speed look like? What's his foot speed and coordination looks like? What does his defense look like? All these questions are going to come to the front, and they're going to be answered, I'm sure, in the fight against Tim Tszyu. And let's not forget, once again, he has to make the journey from the States over to Australia. So he's going to be in front of a hostile crowd. He's going to be in Tim Tszyu's home town. And I got my brother from another mother and father and slid into the building. Salute to Eric Gar. He says, salute, family. It's always love, affection, and joy when I see one of my brothers from the block fam slide up in here, and so we can get to doing our thing. He say MZ, aka Earl Spence Jr. Yeah, I seen when you put that into the Discord home, but who you calling Earl Spence Jr.? I'm MZ. Just because I said that, you know, I'll be back, you know, season 29, week 1, because the season already started yet. So you can't hold that against me. I just want to let y'all know that, hey, next season I'm there. Next season I'm there. Seeing that you bring Earl in quick, and I'm talking about Earl, you know, out 3 years. You know, he says he's healed up. He's used his 3 years, get his mental together, get his body together. I'm just laying out the thing for the fans and what they could possibly hope for. You know, he's more than 3 years removed from the accident. It's about 3 years since we last seen him fight, so we don't have a lot to build on. So there's a lot of hope and hopefuls for the fans. You know, he got beat by the best 147 pounder at that time in the world, who moved up to 168 pounds and put hands on Canelo, which people are still arguing he's the face of boxing. He said, I'm just saying it's been years. First you was going to fight Fundora, now we're waiting on you and Tim Tszyu. Well, it seems like Tim Tszyu has been inked in. The Fundora fight, somebody might have, and this is just me saying, somebody could have said, hey, you might not want to take tune-ups, but going up against the Towering Inferno straight out the gate, straight right away after facing Terrence Crawford, might not be the smartest move, might not be suitable for your career, especially if you're about to try to keep things moving and gain a head of steam, so your name can be thrown back in the mix with the other fighters that's running around at 154. Because in my opinion, this fight here will either catapult he or Tim Tszyu back into the mix, and the loser possibly can take a couple of steps back as far as excitement being built up around him. I think it may hurt Tim Tszyu a little more than it hurts Earl, because this would just be Earl's, if it's a loss for Earl, this would be just his second loss. Reminding everybody that he lost to Terrence Crawford in a lopsided victory for Crawford. And that's not a shot at Crawford. It's just that he did so well. It was a lopsided fight. What fans can take away from that fight, and Crawford did give him props, is Earl refused to quit. The referee had to come in and save the day. So Earl going over here to face Tim Tszyu. If Earl gets the win, that propels him. His popularity shoots back up. I think tenfold. His fan base will come to life. They'll be electrified, and you'll hear a bunch of Earl Spence talk and everything like that. Now, I'm hoping that they look at it objectively and with clear eyes, and don't be looking through it through some kind of lenses that obscure their view and their vision of what they see. They should pay attention and give this man a chance. See if his hand speed is there. See if his foot speed is there. If Earl win, it would be similar for Tim, like when Earl beat Danny. I don't think it would be the end of the road for Tim. No, it won't be the end of the road for Tim. But think about it. He's lost twice to Fundora. He got stopped once by Fundora, where the referee stopped. Well, he quit, really. And then he got knocked out. So that's 3 losses, you know, kind of stacked up right close to each other, shoulder to shoulder. And Earl's last and only loss was against Terrence Crawford, which, in my opinion, 2 of the losses that Tim Tszyu took equals to that 1 loss that Earl took from Crawford. And that's not a diss or a disrespectful statement. That's just the fact of it. When you look at the fights, you can say, dang, Earl went out there, he took this beating from Crawford, but he didn't give up. Now, Tim, you know, he started taking a pounding from the Towering Inferno, and he cut the engine off. He cut the car off and was like, you know what, we'll fight another day. We're not gonna keep going. But I just hope the fans look at Earl and give him a good look over. You know, check to make sure he's moving his head. Let's see if he adds more head movement to the game. Like I said, he's in his 30s now. I think he's in his mid 30s. So fans kind of, you know, don't be too hard on him. You know, the man been gone for a minute. You got to see what he still got, what he's bringing to the ring under the tutelage of Ronnie Shields. Have they built on what Earl had already gained from Derrick James? Will the Ronnie Shields in the corner make a difference for Earl Spence? That's also a question to put into the pot. You know, he says mental is good, but we got to see how he goes out there and works on his game plan against Tim Tszyu. I'm sure Tim Tszyu is up and ready, excited about this fight. He's been calling Earl out. Remember, he was calling Earl out not too long after the fight with Terrence Crawford, which I was one of the people who was like, dang, you calling out a man that ain't been in the ring in a long time. Well, you know, people say be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. Only thing with that statement right now is I'll make that statement, but not for sure. Not for sure. What Earl is gonna bring. I hear there should be more grace from Fundora Loss because that's a generational type fighter. If it was a PBC event, I'd pick EJ by a gift split decision. I don't know, man. You talking about EJ facing Fundora after the Crawford fight, them giving him a split decision? I don't know. I think right now, in my opinion, Fundora is going to be a hard fight for Spence, especially if he had came out, if they had made that fight for him. Oh, you saying no? Elaborate a little more for me because I must be getting that wrong. That's not a generational type fighter. Place Associations in the house, my boy Decay. What's going on, my brother? From another mother and father. Say, what we're talking about. Well, right now we on Earl Spence and how things might look for him against Tim Tszyu. So I was saying the losses to Fundora shouldn't be held against him. Well, the first one I don't really hold against him because of the elbow and everything like that. But the second fight, you know, he didn't get the referee didn't jump in and call it off as Earl, as Trey X would say, the ref calls it off. Who's the boss? That wasn't what it was. Tim didn't want to continue. Tim quit. So, you know, I don't know how, you know, that's the best way I can look at it. And I know a lot of people look at it and be like, well, he did, you know, he quit. He gave up. Same thing with what's the dude with the fast hands that Terrence Crawford fought that said he hit him in the balls. Khan. You know, Khan quit. I'm not saying, you know, he was just too much for Tim to deal with at the time. Then I think, was it 10 that was he had a baby, was having a baby or something like that. It was, you know, you could make a lot of things for him. You can give him a lot of excuses, but what I'm saying is it's an equal thing. You know, Earl lost to Crawford in a one-sided beatdown, but he didn't quit. You know, the referee jumped in, called it off, who's the boss type thing. He said, and I say only way I see EJ winning is if it was a PBC event, because I see EJ getting caught with some stanky leg shots. That's why I said that I'm kind of with the point that they didn't make the fight with the Towering Inferno when Earl first jumped in because of that. First of all, you've been gone for a ample amount of time. You're coming back off of a showing that was not great. It was not Earl Spence-esque, if one would say. You know, the Earl Spence that people looked for was not able to show up. Because Crawford put a a blanket on him or what? Who is Tim Kazoo? I don't know who we got in the house, ladies and gentlemen, but he says, it's my brother from another mother and father that came in here under disguise. What's happening, my brother? What's going down?
Not much, man. Just want to jump on real quick. I ain't gonna be with y'all too long, but instead of typing, I just say it audibly.
There it is. Come on with the audible statements and give me what you got.
Well, shit. We talking about Earl Spence versus Tim Kazoo, right?
Yes, sir. At this moment, that's who we are talking about.
I saw your boy Earl Spence say he been looking real good in the gym, so they're gonna see that classic Earl Spence that they're used to seeing, minus the last fight. So I don't know, man. If he come out there looking like he did, maybe against and what's the Cuban boy name?
Ugas.
Ugas, yeah, he come out there fighting hard like that, man. We might see something, but Tim Kazoo like to come forward too. So I mean, we could get an action-packed fight. I don't think it's no guarantees that Errol Spence win this fight. So
That's kind of what
see.
I'm building it. That I'm not trying to strip Earl down, but I am building at the fact that this man is in his mid-30s. Fans gonna have to. There's some questions gonna have to be asked. What his legs gonna look like? What his hand speed gonna look like? What his defense gonna look like? All these things are gonna be major part. And what is his punch resistance gonna look like?
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of people were talking about, well, the car accident took a lot out of Spence. So I mean, the car accident still happened. So
yeah, it did still happen.
I mean,
but it's at least 3 years out of the way now. It's a lot of things. We're looking at a 3-year resting period, and we've heard many times when fighters that are considered great take about that much time off, how it does them well. Their body gets to recuperate. Their brain, their mental gets to recuperate, and they come back. They come back refreshed. That's what fans, I think, are going to have to be looking for. Don't be disappointed if there is some slippage, if there's some slowdown with Earl Spence, because naturally it's really to be expected. So what I guess what I'm getting at is for people don't get their hopes up too high.
Yeah. I mean, I would agree. I mean, I'm not expecting much, to be honest with
you. I'm excited he's coming back. I'm an Earl Spence fan. When he and Crawford is in the ring, I was first one to say, hey, I'm Earl Spence and then Crawford. With Earl out the way, Crawford is the number one guy. And now, I have to be honest and say Crawford holds the number one spot. But at the same time, I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to see him, but I have my worries. You know what I mean? I have my worries. Will we get a chance to see the same Earl? And if it's not the same Earl, will it be enough of a good fighter for people to say, hey, if you keep working and everything is, can fall back into place? That's the dangers of this, being gone for 3 years. The division has puffed up, in my opinion, with some better talent than what was there before it was time for him to move up. Jamel is outside of the fence barking, trying to get in. You got Fundora that's running around. You got Boost that's running around. You got Xander that's running around. It's a lot to look at. That landscape is pretty dangerous with those names that I named. Not Jamel as much, because Jamel has been missing for a good minute too. So I place the same things that I place on Earl on Jamel. Not the car accident, but they both used to drink. I don't know if he don't drink anymore. He said he doesn't, but he's been out the ring for a good long time. So the fighters of yesterday that people had a big excitement about, they really got to come back in and prove themselves.
Yeah. I mean, your boy Tim Kazoo, he took his L to Fundora, and then he came back and took 2 O's. So I mean, he might be on a little warpath right now. You never know, man. I didn't
Yeah,
see his last two fights, but
I
I know
didn't
he
either.
did take two O's.
Okay, okay. But see, only ones I remember was the 2 losses and the knockout.
Yeah, he
I,
got
I,
stopped by Fedor.
well, Fundora made the ref call it. Well, he made him call it off, but then he got knocked out after that, didn't he?
No, that was his last loss.
So he got knocked out before he faced Fundora. I thought he was undefeated before he faced Fundora.
And no, he got 3 L's. He got stopped by Murtazaliev a couple of fights before.
Oh,
The
so
fight
he was
before.
knocked out before he faced Fundora. I had it backwards then. My bad, y'all.
Yeah,
My bad. Okay, so 3 losses in a row, or stacked up
well, not
shoulder
in a
to
row.
shoulder, pretty much shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, he
But
beat Joey Spencer before he
I'm so
stood for him
disappointed in
the
Joey
second time.
Spencer. I don't even know what to say about old Joey Spencer. It's that mustache that he got. He needs to get rid of that goatee.
That's what it is. Okay.
D-Lo 404 Boxing. The voice reason slid into the building. He said, I got a whooping on him. I don't know, D-Lo, man. I don't know. He said, I think the movie and the nostalgia buff and would have liked to see EJ join Team Crawford for the comeback. But fans probably would see that as weak. You know what? You bringing that up kind of, that played in my head to how would people have looked at it if Crawford had been like, hey man, come over here, let me work with you. Come over here and work with us. I don't know how you would have opened the door. Would you look at that as being weak? Or not? I would say, Crawford is retired. He looks like he's enjoying retirement. If he's reaching out, because he's reaching out to Xander. You know what I'm saying? He reached out to Xander and I don't know if you would call it weak because he, if he was to do that and Earl was to take that in. But I don't see it as a bad thing. Not me, in my opinion. I wouldn't see it as a bad thing. But you make a good point. A lot of fans probably would see it as a bad thing and call it weak. I don't know. He says some fans, DKSA. What's that? Y'all know I
I don't
ain't
know
great.
shit about boxing.
Oh, some fan. Okay. Well, I did not know that when I do know that. See what happened when I'm turning that corner, DeCane. I'm turning that corner. Starting looking stuff and be like, oh shit, I'm getting a little older here. So, quick question for you. Did you like the Monster Inoue fight against Nakatani?
Man, shit, I didn't get to watch it. I had to work. So I missed. Yeah.
Okay, so it was a high octane fight. Nakatani landed some nice shots on Monster, but they both kept letting their hands go, and they fought throughout the whole fight. It went the full distance. But I can say, in my opinion, Monster is a quick little dude.
Yeah, man, Monster, he a hell of a fight. See, look, this is what I want to say about Monster, bro. A lot of people be talking about throwback fighters. Oh, I'm a throwback fighter. Hey, anyway, is really one of the only throwback fighters we got out there right now. Because when you watch a lot of them old school fights, like all of that super defensive stuff, like that I mean, Floyd really popularized that. I mean, not that you didn't have defensive guys before Floyd, but you look at them classic fights like Leonard and Hearns or Hearns and Hagler and all that. Man, that was hitting each other and getting hit. You watch Salvador Sanchez, he got hit a lot, but he used his will to overcome you. And that's the shit that Anyway does. Like, he go in there to fight. Like, he just turned it up. It ain't like, oh, I'm gonna beat you with defense. It's like, I'm gonna beat you with a harder offense.
But
It's
he
like
let
he
that arsenal
overcomes
show.
you with will. Yeah, man. It's like Andre Ward said, the offense is the defense. That's what he said about Anyway. But yeah, man, it's like he used his will. He just gonna outfight you. That's that throwback stuff.
Well, I take my hat off to him. I know I said a couple of years ago that I know he's a star over in Japan. I do know that, but I feel like, and I ride by what I said a couple of years ago. His stardom can explode here in America if he gave more time over here. You know, the people say the pushback was MZU tripping. He already a star. He don't need the American. He don't need the American behind him. You know, that machine like that. I think that they smart enough that they can come over here and snatch him some fans. This is a much bigger pool to snatch from, in my opinion.
Mhm.
And if he come over here and he keeps fighting the way that he's been showing, and he keep running through these guys, he can become a very big household name. I think, you know, and I'm gonna say it like the talking heads would say. He's not a funny looking dude. He you know, I think he carry a look that's pleasing to the eye for people that, you know, the ladies.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
got a fan friendly style. You know, he fights. You know, it's
We grown,
exciting.
man. You ain't gotta be all no homo with it. You can say you're a handsome guy.
Okay, you know that's pretty much what I'm getting at. He's a handsome young man. He got a good look about himself. You know, I think he can come over here and they get their advertising machine behind him in the U.S. I think his star power will shoot up out of the stratosphere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he making so much money over there in Japan. He probably like, man, forget that. I got my fan base right here.
Yeah, I can see that too. I can see that too. So you know, as time go by, we'll see what happens if the boat sways. If somebody say, "Hey, you could make a lot more money," you know, one of these quick fast talkers might get in his ear and paint that beautiful picture. You know how they do. He says, D'Lo said, "I don't think so. I think the fanfare and the crowds that he draws in Japan is all a part of his stardom. Not sure what his crowds over here have been, but I don't think it's been like that. And the reason, if it hasn't been like that, I would say because his name, as far as the fans here, it hasn't been thrown at them enough. It hasn't been enough highlights thrown at them for them to pick up. But I believe, you know, and this is just us disagreeing and going over it. But I believe if he's put into people's face enough, um, you know, that they'll gravitate to see what it is that this dude has. Kind of like Manny. You know what I'm saying? It would be kind of like Manny. He didn't have like 4 fights so far here. Yeah, 4 is just a teaspoon, not even a tablespoon. It's a teaspoon of giving people something. But we'll see how things go. You know, if he moves up in weight and get to call on some bigger names to beat up, that would help. But you know, as time goes, we'll have to see how that dance works out for him. But I can agree with you a little bit over there. It would be it would take a star over here. Yeah, it would. You know, that's cool to come over here and beat up a star. Not saying that he can't beat up a star. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of starting to be like, the dude is good. You know what I'm saying? The dude can fight. I'm not gonna even take that away from him. That little dude can fight. And these people, you know, the fighters over here better get themselves together before he ends up turning and jumping on one of these tidal waves and decide to come over here and flush him out. Or they can keep going over there and getting flushed out too. But I'm not gonna take nothing away from him. The boy doing his thing. He said we'll take a star over here to make the fight big enough. We said the same thing about AJ, but he never fought Wilder. That would have made him cross over. Well, that fight would have been fire because so many people, the fans were so divided when it came to those two. That would have been a hell of a fight, especially when they both, you know, when Wilder was bomb squatting and screaming like he was crazy and had that attitude, and AJ was being AJ. You know what I'm saying? He had his crowd. Wilder had his crowd. That would have been a Clash of the Titans type fight. It might have. I can't even say if it would have delivered what people would have wanted, because when you see, well, let me bring that back some. it might have been what people wanted, maybe for the Wilder side, because at that time Wilder was wild and raw, and I don't think AJ could have did what Fury did to Wilder. Does that, if that makes sense? So I think Wilder probably would have went into the ring at that time when they both were at the peak of their powers. I think Wilder would have probably had a little more over on AJ, and I'm only bringing it up because of who they lost to first. You know, AJ lost to Andy Ruiz, smaller man, hands faster than Wilder for sure. But Wilder had that equalizer at the time, and you just don't know. AJ, I feel like Wilder probably would have edged it out on it. He probably would have stopped AJ. But now, the shoe, I would have to lean. It's foaming up in my mouth, but I would have to lean for AJ if they were to fight now.
Yeah, I would too.
He said, I don't think Tank would beat him if they could meet at a comfortable weight. You know, I was looking at that too. That also came across my mind. How would Tank fare against Monster in a way? Monster is a lot busier than Tank. A lot, as far as being in the ring, a lot more busier. And I also see that Monster's footwork, he kind of reminds me of Pacquiao because he kind of has that little hopping style. You know what I'm saying? He kind of hops in and out with it. Which, if Tank could play it, could he time him with something coming in and catch him with one of those disconnecting shots and dropping? That remains to be seen. So Tank hasn't been in the ring in a minute. In my opinion, a lot of time is passing on Tank, and before he know it, he's gonna be coming up on the end of the road. So whatever moves that he needs to make or his people think gonna be made, they need to start making them, and they need to start making them quick.
And I want to see the boy fight Schofield.
Oh, who? Tank?
Yeah.
Well, Schofield.
I think that'd be a great fight, man.
It could be, but I think they messed themselves up when they pulled out against Shakur. Yeah. I think they messed up. They messed up the bag and future bags when they pulled out against Shakur, and then they turned around and pulled out of another fight after that, didn't they?
I don't know about that.
If my memory serves me right, I think they pulled out of 2 fights. I think they pulled out of one with Shakur, and it was another one he was supposed to have, and I think he pulled out because they came up with the pictures of being in the hospital again, and his dad was talking about he got to make sure he take care of his son. So I think that might have put a bad taste in promoters and fighters' mouths, where they like, man, we're not even going to waste time with this dude. We get to work, and the next thing you know, he hurt. And all that stuff. D-Lo say at that time, I always felt Wilder would tear through AJ inside of 6 rounds, and AJ never seemed confident at all. I said, I felt like the same thing. I felt like Eddie Hearn at this time, hindsight, he did a great job with protecting AJ from Wilder because Wilder at that time was the wild man. And I think he had a slight dislike for AJ. And not to mention, it was a chance for him to be undisputed. He would have been able to get his hands on all the belts. And AJ never did. AJ never looked confident to me whenever you spoke about Wilder. His confidence is shot up now because Wilder is now vulnerable. He's older. He's been knocked out. He's been the fight is most would say has been beat out of him with Fury. So yeah, he's willing to take a chance now to probably step in there with him because he don't feel like Wilder can pull the trigger on the right hand. He said once AJ takes that right hand from Vlad, the Klitschko boy, it was a wrap on Wilder fight being made. I can see that. I can see that even though he fought through that fight with but then Vlad was a lot older and I don't know. It's so much to swirl around with that. The storyline can take so many different routes. He said, please do not feed any little guys to Tank. Make Tank fight his contemporaries. I wasn't saying to stick in a way in there with him, but on the truth note, I'm like, if he could get to that size and Tank wasting a lot of time, he'd give Tank some problems. But the Schofield fight, if we can trust Schofield to get in the ring and not get sick overnight, it's possible that could make a good fight. And DeCane, you sounded so crunk about it. I feel like you almost feel like Schofield might take Tank.
Yeah, I think he got a chance. I mean, they have very similar fight styles, and they both can punch. They both kind of like leap in and out. Yeah, man. And your boy Schofield looked very explosive against Tevin Farmer. Just went out there and bulldozed him. That was supposed to have been a Tank fight. I don't know if y'all remember that, but
no, I didn't know that.
They were going back and forth, a long time ago. But,
well, see, I would think, would Tevin be able to? Tevin, would Schofield with that trying to jump in and bully? Because we've seen some fighters try to run Tank. Tank, I think he'd be able to shell up pretty well enough to poke and prod at Schofield. You know, I think that hanging around Floyd and that camp, I think he learned a few things. You know, those body shots that we seen him sneak in against what's his name? That everybody was like, oh, he finally fighting the black fighter that's athletic. Frank. Against Frank Martin. We saw him when he was stabbing him to the body and doing certain things like that. Little nuances that go in throughout the fight that he would probably pull. I think he would be able to Schofield would have to be able to make sure he wouldn't be getting exploited like that. So, you know, we know Tank don't have a high output when it comes to punches. And Schofield, I don't know, is his gas tank fully equipped to run that many punches throughout the whole fight to try to keep himself out of danger with Tank? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah. I wouldn't get away from it.
This is a fight I would like to see.
I would watch it with you. Trust me, I would. He said Tank didn't fancy that fight, that Tevin fight at all. That mess dragged out as long as Wilder and AJ.
Yeah.
He said most of Tank's contemporaries are all a weight class or two above him now. Yeah, everybody done grew up. Everybody done grew up. Hell, even Shakur. Well, Shakur the only one that's still at 135, right? Devin's gone. Haney and Devin's same. Haney's gone. Ryan's gone. What's his name's gone. He got his hands on Ryan and Roley. Missed out on Devin. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's hard to even gauge what's going on with Tank. And since you know he pretty ain't in the market right now, I thought I saw a picture of a tweet or a post or something saying that he was supposed to be getting ready to fight, but I can't remember who they say he was going to fight, or he was negotiating the fight. Was it Schofield? Tank.
Oh, I don't know. Tank.
I heard some slight rumblings about him supposed to be coming back. I got to give congratulations to Jaime Munguia. He went out there and beat. What's his name? Duarte. Was it Duarte? Oscar Duarte? Wasn't that who he? Oscar Duarte. Duarte.
He in a completely different way.
What's the dude's name that Jaime beat?
Who did I? Resendez, the one that just beat your boy playing up.
He looked good beating Resendez. He was moving. He looked like a different fighter, really.
Yeah, he had defense.
He put some good combinations together too in that fight. He was going to the body. He stabbed to the body quite a bit throughout the fight. A lot of body shots. But he did a great job. He went out there and fought a good fight. and earned himself a win. Canelo made himself look bad because he was there to watch Jaime fight, but he broke the doors trying to get up out of there before David Benavidez and Zordo fought.
Yeah.
Which I think David is on the right path to becoming the next Mexican star. When it comes
I thought so too. I just watched a clip of an interview though, where he was talking about he would like to fight Bivol. Maybe he would like to present the idea of fighting Bivol at 190 for all the cruiserweight title, for his cruiserweight titles and for Bivol's 175 titles. Or said if not, it would be later until he can fight him because like he take 5 months, like he trained for 5 months. So I guess it'll take him 5 months to get back down to 175.
I think it's my opinion that he should roll through cruiserweight for find whatever big fights are there. I think I can't think of the guy's name. Hard hitter. Opataya. Ain't that him?
Opataya.
That's the one. I think that's the fight. If he can beat Opataya, that should open up the doors for him. That should open up the floodgate and let his star start to rise as well. Because he's starting to prove himself. He's been going through. He faced off with David Morrell early, got him out the way before Morrell can grow into a much more skillful pro. So he did the smart thing. Moody Trayweather is in the building. What's going on? So Opataya would be a good fight. And then Eric R was like, do we think he too big? Possibly, or is he too big? No, because now he at that 200-pound mark, right?
Mm-hmm.
So being at that 200-pound mark, all he got to do is tip the scale a little bit more. He is a heavyweight. David is in the right position. It kind of makes you say, I hate that he chased Canelo for so long. But now that he went on and put that behind his back, I think the smart thing, Cypher's Supreme TV is in the building. Man, haven't seen this brother in a minute. What's going down? I think that David is on the right track. He's beating all the right people. If he can't get to Bivol in a hurry and Opataya becomes open, take that fight. Now I heard Roy Jones saying that he should go after what's the word? What's his name? Why can't I think of this man's name? He beat the Big Snowman, the heavyweight champion.
Oh, Usyk?
Yeah.
That's the type fight Turkey got a sheet trying to set up. I don't even understand that though. Like Benavidez ain't saying nothing about going to no heavyweight no time soon.
So that's the thing though. That's I think what Roy Jones is looking at. Usyk is really not, if you really look at a true heavyweight, he's what some would say a blown up cruiserweight, right? Do you think David stands a chance against Usyk though? I think David could make a great showing against Usyk. And he's chomping at the bit for Bivol, but he did say that he used to handle, but he used to get the best of Bivol when they were sparring. Now I know some people say that sparring is different from fighting, but I don't know. That would be an interesting fight. I know Bivol got the foot movement. David Benavidez is more of a plotter, but he got the hand speed. I think his hand speed makes up for his foot movement, but he does find a way to pressure and take away real estate from the other fighter. I have noticed that in his fights.
Who's that, David?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't seen one fighter be able to work around him and keep him off balance. At some point, he always gets them trapped. He always gets them pushed up against the ropes at some point within the fight, and usually more than once.
Yeah.
Eric Ross say Usyk would kill David. I don't know, man.
Look, I think Usyk got a very high fight IQ, and I mean I know David Benavidez does too, but I mean that's a whole different type of matchup. That ain't no Zerto right there.
No, it's
That's
not.
very far from some Zerto. This is a man that done beat everybody on their home turf. Like,
Yeah, he beat the big
Usyk a
snowman
different level,
twice.
man.
So you think David might be biting a little too much off going up against Usyk?
Yeah, I don't need that kind of smoke right now. Build your stuff up.
Not that kind of smoke. That man said, I don't need that kind of smoke right now. My boy Cypher Supreme TV said Usyk way too slick. But see, when we say that Usyk could be way too slick, we still have to give David the props of what he does have. You know, he has hand speed. He is an up and down fighter. I will give him that. He is an up and down fighter. He did show a couple of slippages, slips and counters in the fight against Zerto, but will that be enough to offset Usyk? You know what I'm saying? With the hand speed, will Usyk be able to figure out the hand speed? Would he be able to time it? You know, those are the questions that will have to be asked in that. Now, Roy Jones thinks that the best shot, the best fight for David, that would be a big fight, money fight, would be Usyk. And his logic was he could fight Usyk. If he beat Usyk, he can go down and fight Opetaia. If he loses to Usyk, no big deal because you lost to Usyk, the best fighter. He the heavyweight king, so that puts him on top of everybody. And you know, no harm, no loss. I mean, no foul. You know, that's the way he kind of made it seem. But I'm like, if David stay on the trajectory he's on, don't get greedy. I say go by the levels. Let Usyk do whatever he gonna do with whoever it is that he gonna do it with, and you keep going after the stuff, the smaller fish that's not so small. But Opetaia, I think that would be a good name for him to put up under his belt. He said David's style reminds him of a hard-hitting Joe Calzaghe. I know I butchered the spelling. What are we pretending that speed and power would still be there? The more weight he's putting on his frame. But see, that's the thing. He's a fat kid. He's a fat kid. Yeah, he got some. It's not a pretending thing. You can't say that he's gonna lose power because he gaining weight, because he already a big boy. You know what I'm saying? He was already a big boy with fast hands as a youngster. And you know how some people, they just that strength just carry with them. And it might not be he got one hit of quitters, but the accumulation of punches could be dangerous. So I'm not going to take nothing away from him. You know, it seems like his hand speed has moved up with him to the point where he is now, because he did reel off a few nice shoe shine combinations against Zordo within that fight. And didn't he break his eye socket?
Yeah, they
Isn't
said
that
he
why
did.
the fight ended?
Well, yeah, I mean he was holding his eye, so probably
He was holding it when he took that last knee, I believe.
yeah, he grabbed it.
So you know, you have to give David marks for that, you know, in that area. So I'm kind of torn, you know. If you go up and face Usyk, then you know you're daring to be great, because if you were able to beat Usyk, nobody could say nothing at all.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you go up and beat Usyk, the man that beat the big snowman, the man that beat Daniel Dubois, even though the first fight, could have been a loss because that was pretty, that low blow thing, undisputed heavyweight, undisputed cruiserweight. You done whooped everybody going up the ladder to them. So, I wouldn't say don't go for it because that's a greatness move. But at the same time, don't let yourself get too far ahead of yourself. But like you said, David hadn't said nothing that I could remember or recall about him going to a heavyweight to make any kind of noise with anybody. The highest I've heard him speak about is Bivol. And I want to say, did he mention what's the other guy's name? Beterbiev. Those the only two other big names I heard him actually say. And Bivol, he seems to be a lot more leaning toward Bivol, which kind of tells me he feels quite confident that he could beat Bivol. It's something in sparring to him that's got him like, yeah, I can beat him. Something he even took from that sparring to make him think like that. Kind of like with Daniel Dubois and AJ.
I mean, thing is, he's the bigger man going up against Bivol.
Yeah. He said, Josh said, see you soon. He's pushing for it. So, Obataia did well. So if they can make it where Obataia calling you out, what you gonna do? You El Monstre, what is he saying? Monstre, El Monstre, however he's saying it. It's your chance to go ahead. El Monstro, Maestro, whoever Stro, he calling it. That I would like to see how that turns out. I would like to see the work that David Benavidez would have to bring in order to get past that puzzle. Because old boy been putting people on their butt against Obataia.
Oh, Obataia. Yeah, I mean, see, Obataia, it's a fight he got. I can't remember the dude's name, but like they fighting inside and it's just sloppy looking on Obataia part. So Obataia don't want to fight Benavidez in close, I don't think. So he's gonna have to try to keep his distance. Benavidez get to putting them 52 punch combinations on him. I don't know, it might get ugly.
So you kind of leaning toward Benavidez against Obataia? Is that what I'm hearing?
Depending on how the fight go. Like Obataia, I think he could use his footwork. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But he can't let it be an in close fight.
I was just gonna say so because you saying what I'm understanding. Hold on. Oh, there you go. My favorite producer of all time, Manny Draper in Texas, Timbo. Maestro, my favorite producer in the world. Big bro, what's happening? He said, what's up, bro? What's up, family? Now, what I'm getting at, Obataia fighting on the inside, you say it look pretty sloppy to you. So that's a negative area for him right there to try to take the battle into the inside. So he would have to box from mid-range to long distance and use his footwork, get in and work like that. Question is, do you give his outside mid-range game that much more over David Benavidez?
I mean, David Benavidez he don't move too well on his feet. He time people well. That's his thing.
So you saying so that goes back to what I was saying about Obataia would have to
just walk people down,
right?
You know, like if you look at Demetrius Andre fight, that's something that Demetrius Andre excels at. But you know, Benavidez is walking down and beat him up. So if he can't walk you down and beat you up, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Great chance. Yeah, if your power is enough to keep Benavidez at bay, I don't know. I mean, have we ever even seen that?
No, not wait. See what?
somebody with enough power to keep Benavidez off of them.
No, we have not seen that. And that goes to the great Trey X, who says, salute, salute. I'm on my way home, but I'm stuck in crazy traffic. That go to him, giving Benavidez the label as being an emergency fighter. He put the person in emergency mode. But Opetaya might have enough knock to change Benavidez's mind. But Benavidez strikes me as one of those guys, honestly, that kind of likes to fight.
Yeah, he does. I give him that, but somebody
Go ahead.
somebody got enough to, I don't know, to take advantage of that. When you want to fight and end up getting stopped because you get hit too much.
Yeah, so I guess it's a trade, it's a give or take type thing. Do you want to catch a lot of punches, or can you land a couple of solid punches, make this dude be like, nah, we're gonna have to rework this. D'Lo said he's not sure where David will settle at, but I would love to see him versus the top brass at 175. He left that though. Or did he leave the door open like he was gonna go up here, win the belt at 200 and go back down? Was he talking like that?
Remember what I was just saying. He trying to propose to Bivol that they fight for the cruiserweight and the light heavyweight titles at a catch weight of 190 because it takes him 5 months to make 175. So this motherfucker, he really not even a light heavyweight.
He's a heavyweight then, if that's the case. If it take you 5 months to go from 200 to 175, that's on 25 pounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big dude. You can tell too because he ain't really got no muscles on his frame, and he weighing 200.
I don't want to body
He put on the muscle.
He used to be a little fat dude. You know what I'm saying? He was a chubby wubby. We all remember seeing him as a little kid in the gym, looking like baby Pillsbury.
He start putting on some muscle, he'll be by Usyk's side.
I don't know. D'Lo put Morrell gave him made him pause for the calls several times and they fight. Yeah, but he kind of shook it off and then went right back at it. Somebody got to be able to like stun him and be like, every time you come up here with that, come up in here with that, you're gonna get some of this. That's what he needs to end up facing. But I'll lean back on the fact I think he really likes to fight, and I think the harder you hit him, he might be like, no, I got to get that back. You might be having to be one of those dudes to be like, once I hit you, it's gonna dizzy you up a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and take you out. He might have to face something like that. Our brother Trey said he'll be on when he make it to the crib, though. We got you, bro. We got you. He talking about Benavidez. I mean, he talking about Bivol Beterbiev. They fight at 175. If he can't make 175, then he needs to stay at the cruiserweight, bridgerweight, or heavyweight. Oh, I kind of have forgot about the bridgerweight.
Yeah, everybody did. Yeah, he just need to fight Opetaya, man, or that other champion, whatever his name is. I think it's another champion at cruiserweight somewhere.
The African dude?
No. It's another world champion out there.
D'Lo said he was a 300 pounder. He was 300 pounds.
Mikhailjan or whatever. I don't know how you pronounce it, but yeah. This Armenian dude. Beat Badu Jack.
Mikhailjan? I think that's
is that how you say it?
Mikhailjan. He say no, that man wasn't on Morrell like he was on many others. Well, I think Morrell had got skills and a little pop with it. But after David figured it out, I think he kind of pressed on the gas on Morrell a little bit and took the fight. took the fight from Morrell. That boy said, MZ, you know DB sensitive about his weight. Tread lightly. Hey, he ain't gonna come beat me up. I ain't even worried about it. Yeah. I'm just telling the truth, man. We seen him. He was a little Porky Pig. But I ain't gonna say Porky Pig because that's wrong. But he was that. He was a little chubby kid that was beating up people in the ring as a chubby kid. So I'm not taking nothing from him, you know. I'm just saying that as long as he stay on the trajectory that he is on, I think he can be the next Mexican superstar in boxing. He's already established. Well, he can't be the first Mexican heavyweight because Andy Ruiz already has that. But he can fill in the gap between 175, 200. He wasn't able to accomplish too much, nothing than 168 because Canelo held that and then ended up letting a smaller man just make him disown the belts there. So I think he on a good move. He said it'd be, truth be told, it would be a much better look for David Benavidez' brand to no longer mention Canelo's name. That's beneath him now. He needs to take the approach that he don't need that fight anymore. I agree with you with that 100%. The world, at the fight this weekend, Cinco de Mayo weekend, when he asked the crowd who they wanted to see, and it sounded like they unified in a unified voice, sound like they were saying Canelo. I think he did enough damage with that right there. And then Canelo leaving the fight early, you know, after Munguia, he didn't even stay to see the fight, you know, to even show any kind of interest. And when they asked him what, you know, they was like, "You leaving before the fight?" Oh, I just came to see I forget what he called Jaime, but he just came to see Jaime. I think they were pretty weak. You know what I'm saying? What fighters you know show up to a fight and don't stay for the whole card after they get there?
Well, Canelo didn't want to see Benavidez. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know any other fighter that has shown up to a fight and didn't stay. Even Charlo he was there when Crawford was beating up on Earl. But to me, I feel like Charlo on the cool, bro. I've been saying it, gonna keep saying it. I think Charlo on the cool undercover has some disdain and dislike for old Earl. And I think now Earl took the loss. You know, they both outside the ring for a while. Charlo is kind of speaking more openly about it. More brave.
I don't know if you saw recently in the interview leading up to this Tim Kazoo fight, your boy Errol said Charlo always been jealous of him because he was looked at as the PBC golden boy, and then he was like, "Where can Jamel fight and sell out? He can't even fight in Texas and sell out." Like,
wow, I didn't see that. I didn't see that
recently, like a couple of days ago. It's like, where can Jamel fight and sell out? Can't even sell out in Texas.
My brother Cypher Supreme say David is the best at 165. I mean 175, 168. But dang, D-Lo say the hate is in the open. Yeah, you leave the windows open so the hate can fly free. You know what I'm saying? That's what the window open for, let the hate fly free. And now they split ways. They not with Derrick James no more. Well, I don't know who Charlo with, but Charlo was like, yeah, just listening to him talk to me, let me know that there's something there. And you saying it, that Earl said is, he jealous of him because, and that could be it. That could be because so many people gathered and rallied around Earl Spence, and not the Charlos, especially not Jamil, not Jamil. Then his brother ended up being in the mix. That took some more shine from him. I can see that. Y'all think Earl still got Jerry Jones' number? Yeah, it's possible, but then yeah, it's possible. It ain't. You don't throw him away quite yet. You gotta give him a chance to take another loss. And I just noticed that you've been calling this man Tim Kazoo, and then I look at your name on the board and was like, he got Kazoo up there. Wow. So, man, Charlo, why you gotta be a hater though, bro? But then I guess he started fighting before Earl, right?
Oh,
Charlo.
Carlo?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
I have to look at it. I think he might have started a little bit before Earl. But I heard him talking and he was like, yeah, I was doing this and I brought my brother along with me because he was signed already and he was in Mexico fighting and going through hard fights. He was giving the rundown on why he is the one.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I don't need to fight Earl Spence. I don't need that fight and all this kind of stuff. He was a champion before Earl. Okay, see, and that can go back to a lot too. He was a champion before Earl, but still Earl had a bigger following before he became champion.
Oh yeah, Earl went pro in 2012 and Charlo went pro in 2007. So.
Oh, see, now it's starting to make sense. D-Lo say Earl lapped him. It's starting to make sense now. You've been in the game since 07. He come in 12, and instantly he started being loved by the people, loved by the boxing game. People started catering to him. Didn't hurt that he ended up having sparring stories with Floyd Mayweather. Then he goes over to Sheffield and takes the belt from Kell Brook. And the same way I'm rattling stuff off, people can't rattle it off like that against Jamel or for Jamel. And that I guess that would make you have a little disdain for your supposed to be brother. I've seen hate like that before. I've seen it. I've come across it myself, actually. Studios and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's going to spot, you just going there, you just being you. And the people gravitate to you, your flow better, but the dude that's there or the female that's there that stay studio, they get the feeling a certain way. Next thing you know, y'all got beef and you ain't even know you had beef. Why we got beef? Earl opened his arms and told him, come on and join me over here with Derrick James. I remember him saying that. I remember them in the interview saying that.
Yeah.
It's not a good look, man.
Wait, hold on. Jamel was with Derrick James before Earl, right?
No. Derrick James was Earl's coach. Remember the story about him? Derrick James was like, why that kid good, but why he just keep using one hand? And his dad brought him to Derrick James. Trey X will tell you Earl Spence wouldn't even talk to him. His dad had to pay him to mess with Derrick James or something like that. Jamel was over there. Jamel was with Ronnie Shields.
Oh, okay.
Personality and presentation plays a part in why Charlo's never really blew up like that. I think there was some truth to the roid rage perspective. Spence said Charlo needed that body vest and sparring, laughing out loud. Jamel left Ronnie to go to James. Okay, so Jamel was with Ronnie Shields first, and then he went to James because James and Earl's stardom rose together.
Yeah.
That's why, remember everybody was like, oh, Derrick James is a good coach. He was getting a lot of praise as Earl won. He won. Yeah. Then we looked up and other fighters started gravitating to him because of the work we seen Earl that was seen from Earl and what Earl was doing in the ring.
And I never understood that, but that's neither here nor there.
The steroid thing.
Nah, I just never understood why everybody was looking at Errol Spence and thinking, I need his trainer. I just never understood that.
I guess maybe because here's a guy that started off, come from nowhere, I can't even remember if he won the silver. He won the silver, right?
Yeah. Shit, I don't know.
Well,
that's just Trey's area of expertise.
You know how a copycat is. He's winning. He's coming in. Everybody was like, "Oh, he's technically sound." Nope. Cypher Supreme said, "No. People follow success." There it is. People follow success. There was a disagreement about where they should train at, etc. EJ gave Mel his blessing to work with Derrick James. Ronnie basically fired Jamel. Oh, wow. Didn't know that. He made it seem like he left Ronnie. Didn't know Ronnie kicked him up out the gym. That's what you're saying, D-Lo? He gave him the boot? That's crazy. I'm learning a lot tonight. It's a lot popping out. But you know what? I'm going to keep it real. Now that it's popped up, and remember, if I remember correctly, when they was talking, because they used to have that thing about not fighting. I think Earl was the first one to say he'll fight Jamel. The money was right. He said he'll fight Jamel. All that other shit, they didn't go down that road like Shakur and Keyshawn. Earl heard up and let it be known, yeah, I'll fight him. And that could turn into a nice storyline and could be a big fight. Earl handled his business with Tim Tszyu. You know what? Jamel talking that talk. He don't need no tune-up either. But he didn't kind of put it out there in the universe that he don't need to fight Earl Spence. He want to fight one of these young hungry lions. But the perfect thing would be like, okay, if you don't need him, he is your blockade to get into one of the hungry lions. What you gonna do? It's been a while, but it was a fallout based on Mel wanting to train at his own gym and Ronnie wanted him to train where he trains everyone. Oh. Now you can't, Ronnie, you can't be mad at the man want to train in the gym that he just spent money on, built up. He got a facility. Go over there and see if that facility worth something. He probably would have opened the doors for you and the crew. But you already got your own space. You already doing your own thing. Ain't no need to. I can see the split come from that. I don't think he has a trainer right now unless he's working with Juan Guzman. I haven't heard him say who he working with. He said, yeah, Mel thought they had a Shakur and Keyshawn special, but Earl said she.
You hadn't heard who say who they working with?
Jamel.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
He said he forgot to have that talk first. Yeah, because Earl came out quick when they brought. He was like, yeah, it's the money, right? But that's like what I said. The only person I wouldn't fight is my brother. My brothers, but my cousins, if they was pros and I was a pro, they gonna get that action. We gonna feed the family together. Y'all finna get that action. And I just have to apologize to Auntie, throw an extra $100,000 in here, just to add to your house that your baby's just finna help you get, because I just put money in their pocket. Notice how I said I wasn't gonna lose. I'm gonna be putting belt to ass.
Yeah, I see.
So, it's not a good look. The man looked like he hating on old Earl. Earl coming back. First thing he said was Earl looked like he said Earl did not look good against Ugas. Now I did see him in the interview. I think that was with Brian Custer. He's early look good with against Ugas, and I'm like, bro, how is you throwing dirt like that when you didn't look good in your last fight against Canelo?
Man, he don't need to talk no crap about nobody after that Canelo performance, man.
Right. Cypher said, I always say it's like this. I'll fight anybody for money that I will fight for free. Well, see, I wouldn't fight my brother and cousins for free. I'll never fight my brother. And I wouldn't fight my cousins for free. So, yeah, they're going to have to pay for that. But everybody else can get their work. Everybody. For real. I blame Tony Harrison. He had mail turning on everyone in the circle since the cornball press conference. You can't blame Superbad for that.
Not the cornball press conference.
Man, you can't blame him for that. He just was able to out talk old Mill. Mill wasn't ready for that conversation piece, that mouthpiece that boy had. That Detroit slickness came and scooped that boy up in Texas and had him discombobulated and not knowing what to say. But he was wearing his ass out with that coin. Shut up! Told that man to shut up on national TV. On national TV, just had him looking bad. And then he cried after the fight. And his brother showed real love and was like, man, I lost. I'm a loser. Man, you ain't no loser. You tell me you don't remember those words right there. You don't remember? You don't remember his brother telling me he wasn't a loser? He was crying at the press conference at that table.
Man, it's sad days right now.
Sad days. Yeah, it was sad, all right. Cypher Supreme said he remember. I was like, dang, this dude really crying. That O really meant something to him. Now, he says now that he done took the O, you know, he done lost the O, he avenged it. I'm like, well, you ain't going to avenge that Canelo loss. You went out there and laid it down. He said when Lubin was trying to get his rematch, he was calling them boys lines only. And at some point, didn't Jamel start turning against? Wait, am I saying? Didn't Jamel start turning against Jamal earlier because he was like, it's only one lion, and all that stuff. That now that I think about it, this dude been hating for a minute.
Yeah,
He been hating for a minute. People just been overlooking it and letting it slide because they like the grrr that they was doing all the time. But he been hating for a minute.
Right.
What Eminem saying that song on 8 Mile, rah, rah, blah, 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 blah. I ain't understand nothing you said or something like that. He said Harrison tried to get the third fight. Canelo didn't want it. Harrison tried to get third fight. I remember that. I remember seeing Harrison in a interview talking about he and Charlo spoke, and he had talked about the third fight, and Charlo was like, nah, it was something he said, but it equaled up to not wanting to have a third fight. Because he was like, we don't have to fight for the belts. We could just go ahead and fight to see who the supreme fighter is out of us two. Because at the time, I think Charlo was beltless. He was trying to get back in the ring. I think Harrison talked to him like earlier, like right after he took that started the hiatus. I think Harrison had spoke to him. At least that's the way he made it seem. It's like they was on the phone and they was talking. And the dude was talking about doing we can do this kind of business. And he was like, ain't anybody trying to do no business with you unless we finna fight. But Charlo didn't want that smoke. It was hickory flavored.
Hickory flavor.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because Abdullah Mason said the fight that he finna have finna be a cookout.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. Talking about against Cordina.
Cordina. Oh, that's what it was. He wanted to do a podcast. Thanks, Eric R. That's what it was. We could do a podcast. Now, why? It probably would have been fire. Because, you got two ends of the spectrum. But nah, he probably would have started hating on Tony Harrison. Harrison would have had to call him a cornball again. Hurt his feelings, and then I don't know. That probably would have been a good fight. They split 1-1. Go ahead and see who, go and get the rubber match out the way. That way you can have bragging rights, because really ain't no bragging rights right now. I beat you once, you beat me once.
But he stopped Harrison.
Yeah, he
brutally
had his head looking like a Pez dispenser, just like Tim Zoo did. He say super bad in cornball podcast. Wow. So you gonna label that man cornball on the podcast? That's messed up. Eric raw. Just raw for no reason gonna treat that man like that. That man is a champion who has never lost his belts. He's a ring champion, and people need to respect him. The Big Fish, the Towering Inferno, Boots, Ortiz, Xander, they all need to respect him because he coming back. At least that's what he said he was doing. But he said they scared of him. They running. I wonder why he can't get a fight.
Earl said it because he can't sell.
Other than that, somebody can pick up the slack, Earl will bring some people to the seats, but I don't think Earl want to give him a fight. Or maybe Earl might say, let me beat up Tim Zoo, and then I'm gonna beat up you. Now that would be something. So everyone named will smoke Charlo. Dang. He said Tim Zoo would beat Charlo. Did I name Tim Zoo? Yeah, I think I did. He said Tim Zoo, Ortiz, Boots, Xander, Towering Inferno. Whoo. So you don't give him a chance against none of them? And who would you say is the weakest out of all? I guess the one that you would have to say the weakest out of all of them at the moment would be Tim Zoo. He said, nope, I wouldn't give him a chance against none of them. That means he's going to be using that liquid smoke. He ain't even getting real smoke from the grill. He getting that bottled stuff. Don't even taste right when you pour it on the meat. Just chemicals. Y'all rough on the Charlo brother tonight. Just rough on it. I think he can beat somebody.
The Charlo brother?
Why you say it like that, though?
I'm saying, like, we said he can't beat Tim Kazoo.
Well, he could probably be. That's why I said Tim is probably like the weakest out of the names that I said. You know what I'm saying? But Earl is probably between Earl and Tim Zoo. I have to lay. I don't know which one of them is the weakest prospect because Earl been gone for so long, and Tim took some losses and he's trying to get back on the bicycle again. So those will probably be his two best options. But I think he'll have a problem with Boots. That'll be That'd be a light shining fight for Boots. Remember I said I think the brighter the light shine, the better Boots will act. And I think Boots, this would be a chance for me to whoop some ass, a name. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this one is just the dude that used to be undisputed. Just the dude that Mr. Keep running your mouth. Yeah, I think Boots is really get up for that fight.
Yeah.
Moody Trayweather say Charlo whooping everybody except Fundora.
I would love to see Charlo and Boots though. I think Boots will fuck Charlo up, but it'll be a decent little fight while it lasts. I think Boots will show out though.
Let me ask this. Are we bringing Charlo to the ring right away? Putting him in the ring with any of those? This for you too, Moody Trayweather, since you said Charlo whooping everybody but Fundora. Are we bringing him in the ring right away? Are we giving him a warm-up, a tune-up fight? Are we letting him fight somebody else and then jump in there? Because if we bringing him after he been gone for so long, I'm thinking short of Earl and Tim, Charlo gonna have problems with those other names.
Yeah.
Now, if we let him get warmed up,
he ain't gonna beat Fundora.
No, I don't think he's gonna get past the reach.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna get past the reach. And when you think about it, the minute they say this is the fight for you, those dudes that are holding belts, those champions, those names just running around and they're gonna look at Charlo like, oh, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity. This is the dude that was undisputed, that nobody beat at 154. Ring Magazine champion, WBO, WBC, IBF, WBA. This is him. This is a chance for me to take this scalp and hang it on the wall. Oh, his ass. Oh man, yeah. I think it'd be heat all the way around the board for him.
Yeah.
He said he a tune-up for sure. Okay, yeah, he better let him warm up a little bit, because he go out there butt naked like that, I think they're gonna drill him. He said maybe 10, but don't matter how long Spence been out, he knows how to whoop his ass. Well, see, they've been out equally, so that would probably be the best 50-50. They've been out about the same amount of time, right? Because Charlo lost to Canelo before Earl lost to. Didn't he lose before Earl or after Earl against Canelo?
What was that? Yeah, that was after the Spence fight.
Okay,
after the Crawford beatdown.
So he only been out the ring a little less than Earl. So yeah, that'll probably
the reason
be.
I know that is because, like, while Bud was beating up on Spence, he was like, "You next." But then after his performance against Canelo, he was like, "Man, I ain't even interested in the fight no more. You went down there, laid down."
Up there,
so, yeah. Yeah, went up there and laid down. Yeah, it was like 2 months after that.
Okay. So they've been out the ring about the same amount of time. That, if I had to guess, that would be the best fight for Charlo to jump in the ring with. Him and Earl. He said, remember, he was at the fight talking about how Bud and Spence can't fuck with him. He fighting Canelo. Yeah, well, apparently he couldn't fuck with Canelo. I would love to see Bud versus Charlo. Bud say he done though. And after really, would you want to see Bud versus Charlo after Charlo performed like he did against Canelo, and then Bud went up there and performed like he did against Canelo? Charlo got to come in. Charlo got to, in my opinion, him, Earl, they got to earn that right back. They got to earn that glamour, that noise, that crowd support. They got to earn that back. He said yes at 154. That fight, Bud would beat the fudge out of him. Wow. That man said he'd beat because he tried to make it where it wasn't so little children could look at it and say, Mama, what's fug? That's when somebody just got beat up so bad, baby, you don't even want to understand. He beat the ugly out that boy. But he say Bud would straighten Mel's neck up would straighten his neck up for him. Well, I don't care about predictions, just wanted to fight. I feel you, Moody Trayweather. Moody Trayweather say, y'all can save all that prediction stuff. MZ don't not want to give him a chance. I just want to see him fight. All that beef went to waste. Yeah, can't say that because it was being drawn up to be hyped because Bud was like, I'm finna beat up Spence, then I'm coming for your ass. But he was like, y'all can't fuck with me. I'm finna fight Canelo. Nah, what y'all got to say about that? I hit the lottery on you bitches. Went up there and then was like, at least I ain't get knocked out. Yeah, I might have lost, but I ain't get knocked out. Now I'm going back down to 154 and show everybody what's up. Because my confidence high because Canelo didn't knock me out. That's the way I had read it. That's just the way I had read it. But then something happened. They started having like mental lapses and all. It seemed like everything crumbled for him and his brother right around the same time. And Wilder, girl problems. Girls that other people was like, beware of her. Jarrell Miller told Wilder to beware of his girl. And Jamel, was it Jamel's wife that came that did the video talking about? She was talking bad about him. She or was it the other brother? One of the brothers' wives came on the internet and badmouthed that boy. Charlo versus Thurman, good tune-up. Cypher Supreme trying to bring Thurman out. Where's Gil Cole? Because he would love to hear that. Oh, it was Jamal's wife. Okay. Jamal's wife was the one that came out and put it down like that. But you know what? I ain't going against my boy Moody Trayweather. If Jamel can get a fight with Boots, let it happen. With Xander, let it happen. With Ortiz, let it happen. Hell, and you know what? Thurman crazy enough to be like, you know what? I can beat Charlo. Cause he talked bad about Thurman. He playing that flute and shit. That shit didn't help him. That's what he said. He said it in the video. Both brothers got slapped at a fight and never pressed to get those fights post-slap. Who got slapped? Who slapped the oldest brother? Help me out here. Who slapped him? Because I know Caleb Plant slapped one of them. Who slapped the other one? Yeah, Caleb Plant. That's my boy. Plant slapped. Oh, so Plant slapped the oldest ones. Go ahead and put the sweet hands, baby. Y'all talk to me. Let me know. Oh, my boy, the cane gone. That's why I ain't hear no answer. But who slapped the other brother? Her? Oh, there it is. Slaps for everybody. Slaps for everybody. But the cane slid up out of here on me. I didn't even know it was gone. Wasn't it her? And I know Plant slapped, what's his name? They was in like that hallway where they had those like garage doors at a fight. He slapped him like, bow. And I don't know if he looked like he wanted to run off, but what he didn't do was run up on Plant and do something. And Plant had the right to slap him because he said he kept pulling my beard, man. He pulling my beard like I'm soft or something. Don't you know I'm Caleb Plant? Around here, I'm Sweet Hands Plant. Better get it together. So yeah, they got some indictments against him. Her reached over Maul and bitch slapped Mel for talking reckless to his female companion. Oh my goodness. So you done got slapped from talking crazy to this man's girl that's with him? We can't even say it was his girl. Like you said, his female companion. This could have just been his home girl. But you got slapped. So he reads, wait. It's starting to slowly come back into my mind. He reached over your brother and pow, slaps you in the face. Now, I'm going to be honest, in my family, I just don't think that would happen. That just would not happen. Nobody would be able to reach over me to slap my brother or vice versa. I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. That would not have happened. Crazy part is people that slap the brothers, they will lose to them. Shaking my head. The Charlo's a trip. So at that time, Herb was at the top of his powers pretty much. Had he lost to J-Rock yet? And Plant, had he lost to Canelo yet? Either way, they should have avenged those slaps. Plant, Mel should have been called out. Wait, Mel couldn't fight. Was Herb at 154? Yeah, he should have. Yeah, he sure was because he was just super big at 154. Your man said he would end him and his lady and got slapped before the words were done. Dang. Yeah, they had already lost. Okay. I feel you 100. I feel you 100% on that now. Because I remember Herb was talking that reckless, talking about I'll beat up the little brother and then I'll go and beat up the big brother because I know the big brother going to come try to protect him. I remember that interview. But dang, now that we sit here going through history, dang. Yeah, Mel, you need something. You need something. Tim Zoo busy with Earl. And, you out there on the side of the gate, you making a lot of noise. And somebody get this man to fight. Virgil Ortiz is dealing with Oscar De La Hoya. He can't get a fight until after they get whatever it is the court say they got to get straightened up. Boots not busy. Is Boots busy? Have anybody heard Boots got lined up anything? Because I think Boots and Mel would be a great fight. But I have to, I give Moody Trayweather his peeping and say Mel would need to get at least a tune-up first. So who do we tune him up against? That would be the question. Who do we tune him up against? Keith? One time? Because Keith probably got a little chip on the shoulder right now because they stopped the fight with him and Fundora. So, he might be wanting to come on and handle his business. Mel became undisputed after the best guys got knocked off by each other and via upsets. And it took him 2 rematches to get there. But credit him for getting there. Well, I credit him for getting there because he had to rematch because what's the dude name? The small dude, they fought to a draw. Old boy was bringing it to him, and Earl Neal kept saying, he's standing on the ropes too long. Get off the ropes. Get off the ropes. Castano. That's it. Oh, you say give him a third fight with Castano for his tune-up? I feel you on that, D-Lo. I agree with you, Cypher Supreme. Keith definitely, I believe, would take the fight. Be like, yeah, I'll take that smoke. That put me right back in the running. Slap Maul so hard he agreed with Plant. Maul, you right. About pulling his beard. Yeah, you right. I was wrong. Boy, you bringing up, you don't be remembering too good. Don't be remembering too good. If somebody might hear and tell on you. But yeah, that'll be sure. I don't know. They should float that. Mayo say he looking for a fight. He looking for one. He said they won't let him in the ring. But then he like, I don't want to fight nobody except one of the Hungry Lions. So in his mind, Keith not good enough. You know, Keith old. Earl not good enough. He down talked Earl. The only people that's good enough is Boots, Xander, Ortiz, Fundora. Those are the only people, the way he talked in that video, those are the only people that he are willing to go face, that he's willing to see. But I think you should beware what you ask for. Like I said, Ortiz can't fight because he's tied up with Oscar and that court stuff. So you still got Boots because Boots is free. Oh no, Boots not free no more. Boots got Xander Zayas. Who you only person left out of that group is Fundora. Earl getting ready to fight Tim. Boots getting ready to fight Xander. Ortiz can't fight. The Towering Inferno is the only one left out of the hungry names, and he got the belts. He unified. So if you really about that smoke, start calling. He PBC too, so that should be easy make. That should be easy make. I'm just saying. What y'all think? Because everybody else busy. So Mel, you talking that big talk. You made those memes about the big fish, about the giraffe, about the pair of boots. You made memes. So I say you should be talking to your people and seeing if you can't get out there in that fight. I would love for Charlo to fight Fundora. I think that would be a hard test for him, a very hard test. I think the Boots, Ortiz, Xander, those fights will be hard, but not as hard as Fundora for the simple reason of all that he can back all that talking. He could back up all that talking. If he was active, I'd be a lot more willing to jump in the car. But he hasn't been active, and everybody else is. And for me, as far as I'm concerned, that's the problem. There lies the problem right there, because everybody is active and he's not. But if he can get in there with the Towering Inferno, so be it. I'll watch. I think he'll have a hard time getting in there. He said active for now. He losing though. All I know is I think the best fight for him, the best fights, and two of those guys are busy. I say call Keith Thurman to get yourself active. Call Keith Thurman and see what Keith's talking about. Keith at 154. And I feel like after Keith jumped in there with Fundora, I'm like, Keith, as far as I'm concerned, he'll jump in there with anybody. He'll jump in there with any of the names. I gotta give Keith that. I say Keith got that heart. He got that grit. He got that Florida. I don't give a damn. So I believe Keith to do it. I don't know if Keith to beat him, but that'd be some good work for him to get started. And then shoot, like I said, Keith probably look at it and be like, he got that chip on the shoulder. They stopped this fight with Fundora right when he was getting ready to get warmed up and give the people what they wanted to see. See, Charlo might have to deal with Keith. He might really have to deal with him. But it's all right now. It's just all talk. Only fights that we know for sure is Boots and Xander, Earl and Tim, Dula Mason, and I forget old boy name. Shushu getting ready to fight, and Tiger getting ready to fight. Hoping, but I doubt if we get to see the Caroline Dubois and Alicia Baumgartner fight. I don't think we're gonna see those fights. I don't think we're gonna see that fight. Because the more I listen to Alicia Baumgartner talk, the more I'm starting to realize I don't really think she wants that smoke. He said Keith can beat any of them if the ref let him cook. Well, he was getting ready. He said he was about to turn the heat up on Fundora, but the referee messed everything up. He was just finna start letting loose on Fundora. Fundora just don't know how lucky he was that the referee saved him. He just don't realize that Keith was about to one-time his ass. At least that's what he said. But Keith, when he was sent to that press conference, looked like he had been in a nest of wasps. He was all swole up in the face. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to take away from any of the fighters, but right now, Fundora going to be an issue. I'm kind of glad Earl didn't get the Fundora fight because I'm like, I wasn't ready to see Earl get lumped up like that. For real. Because he think bravely, but I think somebody saved him. Was like, no, Tim Tszyu is a better matchup for you right now, Earl. Forget all that, no taking, no tune-up. Tim not a tune-up. They probably sold it to him like that. Tim not a tune-up. Fundora, we're going to let Fundora do some other work. We don't want you to go beat Fundora this fast. It could have been some stroking of the ego. He said, I'm looking at it wrong. The face was part of the trap, huh? So letting me get swole up a little bit. Now he finna walk in here and I'm finna put something on it. And he had been practicing punching up. Oh man, Cypher Supreme TV said, I really don't like Fundora. What? Fundora is laid back, soft-spoken. Seems like likes to fight. Him and his sister putting hands on, putting no paws on people, man. They putting paws on people. Why you don't like old Fundora, man? His name got fun in it. He's a fun person. He just happened to come around boxing at the right time. He in the right place at the right time. He's sharing a part of history with his sister. Both of them are champions at the same time. Something that him and Daniel Dubois and his sister was doing. But Daniel lost his belt. Speaking of, the Wardley Dubois fight is like starting to heat up right around the corner. We don't have too much longer to wait. And man, I'm thinking it's going to prove to be a good fight. Wardley I think Wardley stands a very good chance to surprise Daniel. But I'm thinking, seeing that Daniel has had some battles with some big names throughout the heavyweight division, he done fought a lot of the guys. I think that if he really relies on his skills and I can't. The word is slipping me, getting away from me right now. If he relies on what he's been in and who he's fought and his resume, which I'm still I cannot pull the word. Daniel should be able to win if he boxes Wardley, but he has to box him smartly. Use his ring generalship. Make sure he keeps Wardley at bay. Don't let Wardley get comfortable and start trying to push him and land on him a lot, because it's heavyweights and one punch could change the whole show. One punch could change the whole show. Fun and Dora, the best of your childhood. You got the miserable MFers to not like that. Well, not my childhood, because I was way too old when Dora the Explorer came out. But my daughters, I think Ebony watched. Did Ebony watch Dora the Explorer, or was it Jessica? Dee Dee? No, they was the Powerpuff Girls. They wasn't with Dora. Dora the Explorer came out with Lavoia. She was for Lavoia. Yeah, y'all had me. I had to think about it for a minute. I had to think about. I had to watch it because my babies was watching it, and I always felt like whatever they watched, I was gonna watch just to be sure it wasn't no slick stuff being thrown in there. And you know, when nobody trying to show my baby something that they ain't had no business seeing. Cypher said Wardley is tough though. He'll go toe to toe and last with Daniel, but I don't know if Daniel can. I think Daniel has proven himself to be a hard-nosed dude. I think when he lost, his losses was to the top guys. I think he'd be able to hold his own. I think, I'm gonna say that he just needs to rely on his experience. He's the more experienced of the two. He has he's the more experienced of the two. So I think he'll be able to hold his own. I think he'll be able to hold his own quite well. My kid grew up watching Dora and Diego. I forgot about Diego, man. I forgot about Diego. Forget it. I remember Kim Possible, the Powerpuff Girls, DuckTales, Scrooge McDuck, the DuckTales, Darkwing Duck. He said Wardley could crack him. Daniel might give up. I don't know, man. I don't think Daniel gonna quit. I think they're gonna have to, in order to stop Daniel, he gonna have to stop Daniel. I don't see no quit in Daniel. I don't see no quit in him. Daniel remind me of that big Baby Huey type kid, friendly. At school, people pick on him. He didn't really want to fight, but then when he did, he was dangerous. So I'm going to look at him like that. He got that Baby Huey type deal about himself. But I've been listening to him and watching him in their interviews and stuff like, you seen him quit twice? Well, the eye thing, when he kept getting jabbed in the eye and he ended up with a broken orbital bone, you can't, I can't hold nothing against him. You got some fighters that have went through and finished the fight. Ali finished with a broken jaw. We've seen some fighters that did fight with a broken orbital bone, but I guess to each his own with that. I don't know what the other fight was that he quit in, but we have to see. Wardley gonna have to bring it to him. He said, in order to stop Daniel, you're gonna have to stop Daniel. Straight bars. I didn't mean it like that. I mean like put his ass down. Put him down. If he can get up, I think he's gonna get up. He got to try to get out there and ride for his, ride with his sister. Caroline ain't let nobody stop her. He got to get his big ass up and go out there. He already let Usyk come back and right the ship, because I think he should have gotten the win against Usyk the first time with the low blow thing, but it is what it is, and he didn't, and he wanted his revenge. Usyk, I want my revenge. Went out there and Usyk put those hands on him. So I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to be a good fight. I hope it's a good fight. I hope Daniel come out there and give it his best. I ain't sleeping on Wardley at all. I know Wardley is a beast. It's just that Wardley is not as experienced. He no amateur. Daniel got the amateur. On paper, you would think that Daniel is the one that should pull off the victory. On paper. But this ain't paper, and Wardley has been able to show throughout fights that he's been able to pull off a victory at the last second and surprise folks. So we're gonna have to see how they go. But I'm excited to see that fight, which is around the corner. I was about to say I don't think that Bumgarner, I don't think she's gonna ever fight Caroline. Don't get me wrong, Daniel won me 20K against Joshua. Oh, okay. So you and Daniel do got a relationship. Okay, I can go with that. I'm just saying, you know, I know it's a dangerous fight. I know it is a dangerous fight that he's gonna be facing Wardley. Wardley has been able to pull out victories even when he was getting beat. So yeah, that part. Okay, I said our brother just made it to the high. He said, give me a few minutes. Go on, do your thing, get your shoes off, put your feet up, get your drink put together, throw something in the burner, puff it a couple of times, eat it for me, because I can't smoke no more. I have started my new schedule. I knew it was something I had. I'm glad I remembered about my schedule. Now y'all tell me how this sounds. A fight breaks out on the bus between two people in a wheelchair. Now, the wheelchairs have to sit side by side, one on one side of the bus in the front and the other on the other side of the bus in the front. You know, the seats raise up. They got these straps that you put on the back of the wheelchairs to strap them back. And then they got one in the front that you put on and you crank it down and you strap them so they don't go back and forth. So this fight breaks out on the bus, two wheelchair people. So the dude in the left wheelchair, whop. He leans over and throws a 1-2. Bing, bing, catches the dude in the right wheelchair, shook him up to the point that this boy stood up. Y'all didn't hear me. I said he stood up. But that ain't the point of it. The point that he stood up when he raised his ass up out that chair, the other dude stood up too. Now, y'all explain to me why they is on the bus in wheelchairs and they both could stand up. Shameful. But I guess he caught those two, that 1-2, that made him stand up. You ain't finna get the best of me. But I am not lying to you. Two wheelchair dudes got into a fight and they both stood up. Now imagine how the bus driver feel who had to strap him down. I'm strapped your ass down and you can walk. Now, my boy Yasser told me a couple of weeks ago when I told you about the first dude that got me that could walk. Maybe he could just walk a little bit, MZ. But these two dudes jumped up fast enough like they could walk a lot. And they scrapping on the bus. Scrapping to the point that the transit police had to come and separate the situation. Because we couldn't drive while they on the bus fighting. Now you're going to jail. They got to fold your wheelchair, put it in the back of the cruiser. And y'all going to jail handcuffed side to side. Sad but true. Be surprised at what you see on public transportation. I just had to let y'all know because when it happened, I was like, oh, I can't wait to tell my people about this. This is just crazy. I would have never in my life. First of all, I wouldn't expect two people in a wheelchair to break out fighting on the bus anyway. Yeah. What y'all mad about? Y'all literally got first class sections for you and your wheelchair. It's no reason for y'all to be upset with each other. All the people, y'all put Rosa Parks, if she was around, y'all made her get up out the front for real. Y'all made her, Caucasians, Spanish, any other person that's in the front seat, y'all made them get up. Got strapped in. What do you... I wish I knew what they was fighting for. All I know, arguments start out when you finally look up in the mirror and get it situated to look down at where the commotion is going on. Whop, whop. There go the 2-1-2. Whop, whop. Woo, man. You're right. Heck of a way to waste two miracles. But were they really miracles? Or were they just playing the system? I am to the point now that I'm like, I don't even trust people in wheelchairs no more. If your legs ain't skinny and like looking funny on the feet thing, the footrest that hold your legs and the little one that go behind you, if I look at your legs and they don't look skinny, your pants don't look a little baggy or something, I don't trust you. And this has just happened to me. I just got this not trusting of the skinny leg people. You know what I'm saying? They gotta be skinny. If you got some legs that look like they still got muscle or fat to them, or you ain't chopped off at the knee or the ankle, like that, you know, he said, look at the shoes. You gotta look at the shoes. Moody Trayweather said you got. Okay, if I look at the shit, what they gonna be brand new? They're gonna be like not wore down. That makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't think about looking at the shoes. I just like, I'm gonna start looking at the legs. If you don't look anorexic legs, I don't trust you. But the shoe thing, that make good sense there to me, Moody Trayweather. That make good sense. I'm just saying, right now, I'm disappointed in the wheelchair community because they got a lot of people that's masquerading and creases on the toe area. If they crease, they can walk. I remember how cats used to walk around and not want to crease up their shoes. I remember those days. I ain't never do it because I was like, they shoes. They supposed to get a crease. I don't know what made you decide to buy some shoes and feel like they can't get no crease anyway. Sometimes we spend money on some stuff and then try to keep it looking new. I'm like, they go on your feet. They gonna go through dirt all day. I ain't finna get no toothbrush and be scrubbing the sides. I ain't finna be doing none of that. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, those that are around the world, the man that could call a frog from a whale, best fight caller in the game. In these YouTube streets, I don't care what nobody say. It's a lot of copies. It's a lot of duplicators. But there's only one originator, the great Trey X. What's up, my brother?
Salute. What's going down, man? Salute to my brothers in the chat. What's up with it?
Man, chilling. Right now, I was venting about a wheelchair fight that broke out on the bus.
Yeah, I heard you say the motherfuckers started dropping 1-2s and they stood up on 2 feet.
Well, the dude in the left wheelchair dropped the 1-2, bow, bow. And the dude in the right wheelchair, I guess he was like, nah, you can't get the best of me because he stood up. And then the other dude stood up. And I'm sitting there in straight 100% amazement.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I had to strap y'all down.
I'm going to tell you who else was in amazement. Nigga, I stayed home last week so I could do the live stream with you. And I was amazed that my old school OG didn't even do a live stream. And didn't say nothing about it either. Didn't say ain't gonna be no live show today or nothing.
Let me tell you what happened. Because Big E got on me too. I came home because I had a rough day. I took a drink. My wife had ran me a hot bathtub with some Epsom salt in it that had the good smells. I laid down on the bed and turned the fan on. And then I had every intention to do the show. But when I opened my eyes back up, it was midnight.
Yeah.
So I was like, dang, I missed the live. And my wife, bless her heart, I don't know if I want to say bless her heart or not, because she know I do the show on Tuesday. But when I opened my eyes, she was looking at TV. Her eyes was wide awake, which means she was wide awake when it was time for the show. And usually she'd be like, baby, you gonna do your show tonight? So I'm like, why you ain't wake me up? Oh, I thought you was tired.
Shit, obviously you was.
Obviously. But I would have got up.
Yeah, everybody like, man, you gonna come out tonight? I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna stay home and do a live stream with my OG partner, you know what I'm saying? I'm something like the co-host over there and shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and stay home. And this brother right here don't even do a live stream. I'm like, this man crazy. So this week I'm like, what we gonna do? Because we in a dilemma. Are we gonna go out here and go get this money? Or are we gonna stay home and gamble on OG doing a live stream? So I say, shit, I'm gonna try to get the best of both worlds and go early enough where I can come home and do the live stream. But that traffic had other plans, nigga. I'm talking about a trip that normally take about 10 minutes, took over a fucking hour. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit was wild.
Are they celebrating Cinco de Mayo?
Shit, they might be drunk as a motherfucker, crashing on the highway and shit, slowing up traffic. That's probably what it is right there. Cinco de Mayo. The motherfuckers out there flying and drunk as hell.
Yeah, today is that day. Party, party, party. You know how they do?
Yeah.
That's exactly how they do.
So I'd have missed all the boxing talk on, man.
Man, we was kind of going on Jamel. You missed a bit. Yeah, you missed quite a bit. But I decided to stay here and wait until you came. He said I thought they were scared to come out. Who's scared to come out? For Cinco de Mayo? Heck no. Well, I'm in San Antonio, so they everywhere.
Oh yeah, they all up and through Texas, man. They in San Antonio for sure. That's the hub. But they all up and through this motherfucker.
Man, they was mad about Wimby. He said, I sounded like a machine gun clown. That's how they be doing. You know that's how they be doing when they get crunk and they get drunk. Oh, no, I did the wrong thing. They supposed to go, that's the one they do. The other one was wrong. My bad, you right.
Shit, sound like they be doing all that shit.
Man, so I know they riding around up and down the streets, blowing their horns because the Spurs, won the last few games. They lost the other day. But they come out. It don't even matter what time it is. When the game is over with, bro, they literally leave their houses, get in their cars, have their Spurs flags brandished on their cars, windows down, car horns blowing, screaming out the windows, go Spurs, go.
I respect how they love sports, but it's just always interesting to me that they got so much passion about sports that they can't even play. Them motherfuckers can't play no basketball. They can't play no football. They love them Cowboys. They love the Raiders and all that kind of shit. They can't even play no motherfucking American sports that we like, but they be passionate about that shit.
Well, when they do play, they end up being murderers.
Yeah.
So
I thought he was Puerto Rican, but he might have been Mexican.
Hernandez?
Yeah, Aaron Hernandez.
I thought he was Mexican.
He might be. I thought he was Puerto Rican though.
Yeah, he was hot too.
Yeah, he was a motherfucking beast. And he got my favorite touchdown celebration of all time. Square business when he scored the touchdown. I can't even remember who they were playing, but then he shook the dice up and shit. And then he scooped the money up and then made it rain and all that shit. That shit was play as hell, man. I fuck with Hernandez on that field. Off the field, he was a monster though.
He was a monster both ways, on and off the field. That boy Moody Trey said, damn, MZ, that's cold. Damn, that's cold, MZ. I'm just telling the truth. I ain't saying nothing that don't nobody know already.
Yeah, that motherfucker was cold though. But I ain't get my take on the Benavidez fight. You know what I'm saying? Benavidez is a fucking fighting motherfucker, man. I like David. The El Monstro. Step to you and put hands on your motherfucking ass. And I'm gonna be real. I don't think none of them dudes at 175 can beat him. I ain't taking Bivol over him. I ain't taking Better Beeve either. If Better Beeve were younger, it'd be a different story. But this motherfucker my age. I ain't about to take no Better Beeve. And Bivol, he already been, they got stories of him whooping up on Bivol and sparring and shit. Everybody say just sparring, but shit, man, I've seen enough evidence in the past to know when it's smoke with the sparring, a lot of the time it's fire. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I done seen that time and time again. And now they got a common opponent. Zerto went the distance with Bivol, but he got his ass stopped against Benavidez. He just a fighting motherfucker, man. Like, he is the ultimate natural. He ain't got the deep amateur background, none of that shit. But he came up in training camps with Zerto and Triple G and all this kind of shit. And he just learned how to fight, man. He is just a natural fighter. He is coming to whoop your motherfucking ass. And he seemed to be willing to fight anybody. The history books are going to look favorably on Benavidez when he retires if he stays on this trajectory for sure.
That part. Because I said that he stands a chance to be the new Mexican star. I won't say the face of boxing, but the new Mexican star for sure. If they embrace
the boxing. Fuck.
You gonna give him the face?
Who gonna be the face over him? Who? Tank? Or some shit?
No, I wasn't thinking Tank or nothing like that.
Who you think?
If I had to guess, if Boots can get past Xander and he can get in the ring with good names afterwards, he could stand a chance.
Nah,
You don't think so?
nah, he ain't gonna be the face of boxing. He can be like the best talent, but this dude Mexican, man, he got the Mexican backing behind him and shit. And a lot of the time, the Mexicans in Mexico, they look down on the Mexican Americans. Well, the Mexicans in Mexico, they done came around on Benavidez. He beat Zerto, and Julio Cesar Chavez came to him and told him, like, hey, I see it now. I respect it now.
Oh,
seeing it at
Cesar
first.
Chavez came and hollered at him?
Yeah, he told him, I see it now. You my
that's
guy.
big. That's
Because
big.
going into the fight, he was going for Zerto. But Zerto got his ass whooped, and Chavez came to him and said, man, I see it now. So he gonna have all these Mexican Americans on his side. He gonna have all the Mexicans in Mexico on his side, and he gonna have the black brothers on his side. We fuck with Benavidez.
Yeah, we do fuck with it.
It ain't no reason not to. The motherfucker trying to make fights. He fighting people that other people don't want to fight. He done fought Andrade. He done fought Morel. He done fought Zerto. He fighting all these motherfuckers, bro. And he looking good. It ain't like he going out there barely beating them, getting controversial decisions. Every fight that he done won, we all felt like he deserved a victory.
Yeah, we even gave him a pass when he hit him a little powder.
A little powder, we ain't tripping. But he just a fighting motherfucker, man. You know what I'm saying? And, every time he fight, he looking to the next one. Only thing he got to worry about is Turkey out of sheep. If Turkey out of sheep, you go over there and put together some good fights for him, and yeah, it's cool for the night. But Turkey out of sheep trying to think how to get you fucked up. That's just what he does. Like when he was holding it down for Crawford, getting Crawford the good fights and shit. Now all of a sudden, I want Crawford to fight Benavidez. And now he talking about I want Benavidez to fight Usyk. Like, man, I'm telling you, if you hang around Turkey out of sheep long enough, he gonna put a fight in your face that's intended to get you fucked up. So just don't listen to him. Fight on your own terms. Do not succumb to the pressure from Turkey out of sheik, and I think he'll be okay.
And don't go over there to Riyadh right now. If you're gonna fight for him, make sure it's over here. Because it's hot over there.
Why you say that though?
Because they fighting that war over there. They got that war going over there. It ain't safe.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm with you.
If Turkey gonna spend some money, make him spend it over here or in Australia or in England or somewhere. But don't take your ass over there to the Middle East.
And don't go for that Zuffa shit either, because they might get you jammed up over there. We don't know how the politics gonna be working with Zuffa, so don't go over there either.
Well, Congress, they taking it in front of Congress because I think the what's the name of the other one? The other house?
What you mean?
Because you know they went
House of Representatives.
Yeah, they went in front of them, and one side already voted yes. So now they finna go to the other side and see if they can change the Ali law, if they can get some amendments to the Ali Act where they can start their own league with their own belt and stuff.
A bunch of bullshit. And I do want to see Benavidez versus Opataya. That's the motherfucking fight to make. That's the guy that got the best chance to beat him. I would actually have to favor Opataya over him. The way Opataya, man, this white dude, I can't never think of his name, man. But he had fights against Richard Reactor at cruiserweight. And he also went up and fought against Joseph Parker at heavyweight. He came back down in weight and he fought Opataya. This is a tough white dude. He an Iron Man. Opataya went out there and stopped the motherfucker. If you got that tall frame and you got a lot of surface area in your body to hit on, he can find room for that looping left hand to the body from the southpaw stance. And that's going to catch you on your liver a lot of the time. Benavidez got that long frame, so he got a lot of body to hit on. Opataya be able to catch him with that looping left hand to the body, and that's going to hurt. Go ahead.
I noticed something about Benavidez though, and I have to check his dimensions. His arms, I noticed when he blocking, his arms look like they're in a natural position, but his arms cover a lot of his body. Because I've seen a lot of body shots that he literally blocked that don't look like he have to really maneuver his arms that much when he in a high guard.
He's a natural fighter, but Opataya found room for that looping left hand. Because that's a sophisticated fighter right there. He a 4.5 square business. He young, he ain't no old motherfucker. I think he'll find some room. And if he covering up too much of the body, he gonna come upstairs with it. And he gonna mix it up too. He gonna go to the body and to the head. Think about Salido when he had fought against Lomachenko. Mix that looping shot to the body and to the head. Make the guy have to guess where the punch is gonna go. Sometimes he's gonna guess wrong, and you're gonna catch his motherfucking ass. I have to favor Opetaya in that fight. But I would not be surprised if Benavidez beat him, though, because he's just a natural motherfucking fighter, man. He got a good gas tank. He got great hand speed. He got good power. He want to be there, and he feel like he got something to prove to the history books. He wants to go down in history as a great fighter. This is not a money fighter. This is a legacy fighter. And when you got a legacy fighter, man, you got to give him action. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cypher Supreme TV said, ain't Usyk going to Zuffa? I didn't hear that. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about him going to Zuffa. I have seen some people have jumped ship, but then when I listened to that man say, I listened to Oscar De La Hoya was breaking down on Clapback Thursday, right?
Clapback, shit, I don't know.
It's one of them that started with a T. But he was saying that they got some kind of thing where they like it's $200 a round. What if you get stopped in the second round? You only made $400. Then he said it's that I've heard this rumor before, but he kind of make it have a little more validity to it. That sometimes if you lose, they decide how much they want to pay you because you don't really know how much you're gonna get paid if you take the loss. Crazy stuff like that. And I'm like, that's no way for a fighter to be getting paid and going out to a fight. That's crazy.
I could see it a little bit with some young up and coming guys that's like in their first 5 fights or something. But established fighters ain't gonna want to do business like that. Hopefully they phase themselves out and get the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am not a big fan of like all the belts and boxing and all that kind of shit. But I prefer the current way we do things opposed to that Zuffa shit. I feel like they in the motherfucking way. And it's just like what they used to say back in the day, man, this fighter on this side of the street and this fighter on that side of the street. Now they done made another side of the street. When we thinking about Benavidez versus Opetaya, we ain't just thinking about the fight. We thinking about the politics, how they can't fight. Because this motherfucker done crossed the street and went to the Zuffa side. They just put another side of the street to cross. They need to get the fuck out the way.
They put a cul-de-sac. But that boy David Benavidez said he ain't messing with no Zuffa.
Yeah, he said that plain straight up. He ain't fucking with no Zuffa belt. So that kind of take the Opetaya fight off the table, and I hate that for boxing.
Well, we don't know how can he end up working because we don't know how locked in Opetaya is. Is he locked in for some years, a year? You know, it could turn around for us quick. He might have been smart enough to say, I'm going to give y'all a year to see what y'all can do. If y'all can't do what I need y'all to do, then I'm out. And I'm hoping that that's how they all look at it. We'll give you a little time to show us what you got. If you can't show us what you got within that year, we out.
Yeah, the only thing is, David said that would be a fight that would be good to make in the future. And that sounds like that's something that he ain't even looking for anytime soon because of this Zuffa shit. He said that's a fight we can do in the future. Like normally he ain't the type of guy to say we got to build a fight, let a fight build and marinate. He don't even talk like that. But when it comes to this fight, he said that's a fight we could possibly do in the future. And I just hated hearing them words because that's a fight that should be next.
Yeah, Zuffa in the way though. That's the problem. Turkey got a little too ambitious.
Yeah, I ain't speak on the Errol Spence fight either.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's a fight I've been thinking about, man, like a motherfucker. That shit been on my mind. I think it's about to be some more bad luck for Crawford. I know Crawford ain't got nothing to do with this fight, but I think it's gonna be some bad luck for him. I got a feeling Earl about to go get his ass whooped, and then Canelo gonna get his ass whooped by Billy. That's been on my mind a lot lately. And then they gonna look back on Crawford and say, look, his biggest wins he done got. The motherfuckers done went and got their asses whooped. That's what I think is gonna happen. I think Earl coming off a 3-year layoff, about to go to Australia. I guess the manager of Tim Zoo said that the zoos are undefeated in Australia. I'm talking about Casa Zoo, Tim Zoo, and Nikita Zoo. They all undefeated in Australia. So that's what he about to go up against, going down there to his home country, fighting him off a 3-year layoff, coming off the worst ass whooping that you ever had in your life. You ain't with your same coach no more. We don't even know what you're going to be looking like with Ronnie Shields. He's not my favorite coach to begin with. And now you going with Ronnie Shields and shit, man. It's just, and then like since you've been on the couch and doing whatever you doing bullshitting, Tim Zoo been squabbling. Now I know he done took some losses. He lost to Fedor, but Fedor might whoop Earl. He likely would whoop Earl. That big motherfucker probably whoop Earl, bro. He lost against Bakram Murtalazeev, and he did lose to Josh Kelly, but Josh Kelly real slick and real smooth with it, though. Earl really ain't got that type of style where he can fight like Josh Kelly. He more like a guy that's gonna get up in there and put them hands on you. You know what I'm saying? That might work into Bakram Murtalazeev's favor. So I can't even look at them losses that Tim Zoo had and then forecast that for the Earl Spence fight, because them two guys might beat Earl Spence, especially if he coming off a 3-year layoff. So I'm just looking at man versus man. I got one dude that's been on the couch bullshitting, and I got another dude that's been in the trenches, that's been fighting. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't no punk. And he got a lot of pride about himself and shit, man. It's gonna be tough to go to Australia and beat this guy. So I think he gonna lose. And I got a feeling that Canelo gonna lose to him Billy. People ain't giving him Billy enough credit. I know he got a simplified style. Canelo is the much more sophisticated fighter, but he's an older guy. And Christian and Billy's style is the computer printout of what an older guy don't need. A motherfucker that's young in his prime. He about 30. He gonna come and throw them hands on your motherfucking ass. I'm talking about he is gonna work for every minute of every round in the fight. And in the past, we've seen some gas tank issues for Canelo. Those same issues could arise again if he's able to get pushed to a pace that he don't like to fight at. You know what I'm saying? So I got a feeling that Earl and this motherfucker Canelo gonna lose the next 2 fights, and they're gonna be talking about Crawford. Look, his best wins.
Well, I'm gonna speak for Crawford for him. His best wins, that's because he beat the fight out of him. He beat him so bad, you can't say nothing about it. Right now, they already saying, Earl, you lost to the best fighter possibly in the world. There's no shame in it. Canelo, you lost to the best fighter possibly in the world. There's no shame in it. That's how they cleaning it up. So I'm gonna make them ride with that.
Well, we're gonna see how they bounce back after their most humiliating defeats that both of them ever had.
At the same hands.
Yeah. I guess maybe you could say Canelo and Mayweather might have been worse or something, depending on how you look at the fight. But he had an excuse built into that because he fought the man at the catch weight, 152, even though that was their idea. Mm-hmm. But Mayweather just obliged them when they came with the idea. And plus, he was young. They always say he's 22 years old and all this other type of shit. So he kind of had an excuse. But with Crawford, he didn't have no excuse. He was at his weight class. Crawford came to his weight class and beat him. No catch weight or nothing like that. So I think that's a more humiliating defeat. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's not even feeling like his same confident self after taking a loss like that. So let's see how he bounced back. And Earl Spence just got straight up obliterated and embarrassed in front of the world. He didn't even want to see a boxing ring for 3 straight years. Don't even mention boxing. Matter of fact, don't say no words that start with the letter B. I don't want nothing to do with this shit right now. You know what I'm saying?
Birthday cake.
What'd you say?
You don't want to hear nothing about no birthday cake, balloon, boy, broom, anything that start with a B. You even, I'll shoot you. Go ahead, let your mouth puck up to say B and watch what happens.
Square business, man. So let's see where his head gonna be at. But I will say though, a lot of the time when guys take a devastating knockout defeat, layoffs actually seem to help them. They give them a little time to put everything in perspective, shake off some shit in their mind, you know what I'm saying, some doubt, maybe give them some time to get their body together, give their body a chance to rest and recover. So sometimes it do help them coming off a layoff after a devastating knockout. we gonna see if Earl is built from the type of shit that you need to bounce back from something like that. And the way he was talking at the press conference, he was like, man, I don't know how many fights I'm gonna do. It might just be this fight, it might be 2 fights, it might be 3 fights, I don't know, and all this type of shit. All right, so you got one foot in retirement and the other one on the banana peel, basically, huh? Okay, let's see how it's gonna go.
I thought he was being funny because he was like, y'all already got one of my feet in the out in the grave. Because he did say that the rest did, you know, let him get a chance to heal his body. Let his mind get situated, let his mental get back right. The only thing that kind of bugged me a little bit, he said when he started working out, because he's like, I'm getting older. When I started working out, I had stuff that was hurting that I didn't even know be hurting. But I had to power through that. Now I got myself back in shape. Stuff don't hurt no more. But the person I'm saying that I'm thinking I would like to see him fight because it's kind of a built-in backstory. Jermell Charlo is chomping at the bit for a fight. He calling out the young hungry lions like Boots, Xander, Ortiz, and Fundora, which I don't think he ready for them. I think it's best that he fights somebody like Earl. I think he should get a tune-up. That's what I said. I think he needs to fight somebody before he jump in the ring with one of them. I don't think he should just jump in there straight out with them. I think Earl got a good dance partner in Tim Tszyu. Even though Tim is more active, Tim has faced 2 losses or 3 losses that shouldered up to each other to the Fundora. So that can give Earl a little confidence. But like you said, they did mention that the Tszyus are undefeated in Australia. Tim Tszyu has never lost in Australia.
Yeah, we about to see. The best thing going for Earl is that Tim is an orthodox fighter because he's seen our problems with the Southpaws going back to the amateurs. I done went over this shit a million times. The Southpaws are what gave him trouble. Well, now he got an orthodox guy in front of him, so hopefully he able to look like the old Earl again. You know what I'm saying? I'm pulling for him. And as far as Jermell, shit, maybe put him in there with Keith Thurman or something.
Man, look at that. We said that. And I said Keith to take the fight because Keith got a chip on the shoulder because they stopped his fight with Fundora right when he was going to start cooking.
Yeah, see, but after that, throw him up in there, though, because he is the lineal junior middleweight champion.
Right.
Yeah, he has a right to bump his gums.
He got the right, but he gonna have those boys excited to see him coming. I think they're gonna look at him as a big piece of filet mignon.
Yeah, but if they serious about their resume, that's a fight they want. You want you want to be the lineal champion for the historians and shit to break it down and all that type of shit. That's player shit if you worried about your legacy. So let them go off in there and knock the rust off with somebody that's manageable, and then put them up in there with them dudes. Put them up in there with Virgil. Put them in there with Boots. Put him in there with Xander Zayas if he come through, or whoever up there.
The only one that he can fight right now that'll be open, he can have where they all be open possibly if he get a tune-up right about now. But if he call himself jumping in there right away, he'd have to go and face Fundora because everybody else busy. Virgil can't fight. Virgil can't fight. Put him in what?
Fundora, yeah. Fundora gonna go and get him out the way. All this talking and all this shit, that's gonna come to a halt. Put him in there with Fundora, and that's the last we'll hear of Jermell Charlo. He will go back to A-Leaf and sit his motherfucking ass down. That will be the last we hear from that Charlo brother in particular.
Damn, you ain't gotta send him to A-Leaf. That's the part that I come from.
But shit, it is what it is. That's where it come from, right?
I don't remember him being in A-Leaf when I was down there.
Yeah, I think that's where they lived at. They from Louisiana, but they was stationed out there in A-Leaf.
Huh. That boy say at least Earl didn't go with Coach K before he went off to bed. That's from D-Lo. He said Eric Carr said he encamped with a fan in Brian Norman Jr.
Yeah, that's square business, D-Lo. At least the motherfucker ain't go with Coach K. That's an automatic loss. You go over there, boy.
Oh, Eric R. bringing up the question again because he asked me what I thought. What do you think about Earl if Bomac and Bud had offered Earl the services?
If Bud and Bo Mac,
Yeah. Had it been like, man, come on over here and mess with us. You know, Bud gone. Let me not say it like that because then it make it seem like, you know, Bud gone. Come on over here and train with us. Let us help you go ahead through the latter part of your career.
that I don't think that would have been good for Earl. Because they're gonna be over there trying to show him a trick or two. You know, they got sophistication over there. Earl really is not a sophisticated fighter. Like when he was a young guy, he started fighting when he was 15. And he was a double jab left hand guy. His pops had got what was his coach name?
Shit. I just said his name, Derrick James.
Derrick James. He got Derrick James to be his coach because Earl was doing the same thing over and over again. Double jab left hand. So he got Earl to kind of mix it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give him use more punches on the punch tree. And he really like a simple guy. Like he gonna step to you behind the jab. He gonna work to the body. You know what I'm saying? He gonna mix his punches up a little bit, but he's stepping to you though. Behind that jab, he bringing a rumble to you. That's the way he fight. But Bo Mac and them, they more sophisticated, man. They coming with custom game plans. Like Earl is one of them guys, like if you see him fight, you know how he fight. You're not gonna look at different fights and see a lot of variation. Most of the time, sometimes you will see him step back and try to box a little bit. Like he tried to box against Garcia, Mikey Garcia, like he boxed him on the outside. He boxed on the outside against Danny Garcia. So he will mix it up a little bit. But for the most part, when he's stepping to you behind the jab and he bringing volume to you and bringing pressure to you. Bo Mac really ain't on that. They on some sophistication type of shit. And I don't think it's good to be trying to teach a old dog new tricks. I think he needs to be with a coach that's going to keep his fundamentals on point and have him in some outstanding shape, because that's one of the attributes he had. He was able to fight at a high pace for 12 rounds. And that's what he needs to come to the ring with. Not try to be too fancy, not try to be too sophisticated.
Yeah, I said the fans were going to have to look to see if his hand speed was still there, if his footwork was still within the range of what he was.
Hold on, I'm thinking. He asked about Brian Norman Jr. Huh? I'm talking about Earl.
No, he was saying he was saying if they offered Earl the work. That's at the end. If they offered it to Earl instead of Ronnie Shields being the one, he's saying Brian Norman Jr. is in that gym with Earl.
Okay, I got you.
And he's a fan.
Yeah, I got you. I think Bo Mac would be better for Brian Norman Jr. though.
Because he's young.
He's young, and plus he got a style that's a little bit more sophisticated than Earl in some ways. He's not just trying to step to you and just beat the hell out you like Earl. He'll try to box you on the outside, catch and shoot, and do some smooth things out there. I think somebody like Bo Mac with their game plans, they'll really help him. Because like looking at his fight that he went in with Devin Haney, he didn't go in with a good game plan. So somebody like Bo Mac, I think they'll have him on point.
His dad dropped the ball with that, or whoever was training, they dropped the ball on his planning for that fight.
Yeah.
Horribly.
Yeah, they tripped.
But, man, I lost my train of thought. It's going to jump back on track in a second. Any second now. Shoot. Earl Spencer, Tim Tszyu, that's what we're talking about. I don't know how I went around the corner and lost that fast. But anyway, I was saying that I'm thinking that this fight for Earl and Tim is poised and set for whoever wins gets them back in the mix. Earl, because his name is already big, well, it was already big before he left, it'll be big enough for his fans to gravitate back to him. Big up him, Earl back, all that kind of stuff. And that's going to put him right back in the mix. But depending on how he looks will determine to me what path he should take going forward. Because Boots, Xander, Ortiz, the Tyrant Inferno, all those are dangerous. Especially for the dude that's been out the ring for 3 years and just not coming back to wet their feet.
No tune up or none of that shit.
Right. And him and Charlo talking the same way. But I also went and said that Earl could win this fight. If he wins this fight and looks decent, I would steer him toward Charlo, since they, there's a backstory between them. Charlo had already showed that he kind of hate against Earl on the cool, and he just started letting that ooze out of his mouth.
Yeah, that'll be a good idea. I mean, they all at like a crossroads right now. Earl at the crossroads, Tim Tszyu at the crossroads, Jermell Charlo at the crossroads. So it'd be good for them to have their own little round robin and see what's up, because them young guys at 154, man, they squabbling. They got pedigree, they got power, they got confidence, they building up experience. Fight after fight after fight, they building up experience. Hell, they might all whoop all three of their asses right now. Earl, Tim Tszyu, and Jermell Charlo might all get their asses whooped against the top 6 or 7 at 154. So this how your own little round robin. Y'all older cats for the most part. You 35, 36, and all that kind of shit. Tim Tszyu is the youngest, you know what I'm saying? But he's still at a crossroads, though, because he fell off where he was. He trying to get back to where he was. So have your own little round robin. Leave them top youngsters alone for right now, you know what I'm saying? And just do your own thing.
That would be the smartest move. If I was pushing, that's how I would push Earl. I'd be like, beat Tim, and then let's go fuck up Charlo.
Yeah. And you know Charlo, you've been whooping him in sparring and shit for years.
At least that's what the story is. But Charlo is telling a different story.
He is now, but I done seen them stand next to each other. And Earl said he got on his ass. And Charlo tried to come back with something a little bit, but it was kind of playful. It seemed like he had a bunch of respect for Earl. And the way he rolled for Earl against Crawford, disrespecting Crawford and all that kind of shit, and the way he looked like a sad puppy in the audience when Earl was getting his ass whooped, I think he got a lot of reverence for Earl. He's saying what he's saying now, but I think Earl was really getting on his ass in sparring because he seemed to respect that man back then.
The biggest thing I remember seeing is when they was talking and he was like, I'll be knocking out left-handers. And Earl was like, he called him out on that. And that's when they stopped. That's when Charlo was like, he ain't really come back with nothing.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now, I just feel like the storyline is a Charlo Earl Spence. But I have to say, looking at Charlo in that interview, he spewed what he spewed, but then at the last second, I don't know if he read it in the comments or something, but he was like, I ain't got to fight Earl Spence. I don't need to fight Earl Spence. He almost was like, that's the last motherfucker that I want to fight. If I have to fight somebody. He mentioned that he could whoop him, or I'll whoop Earl this and that, but when it came down to saying, yeah, let's make that fight too, he kind of shied away from it.
Yeah, man, what bully like to fight people that's fighting back and you ain't got no incentive? You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll fight Canelo and all that because we going to get paid big money. Hell, we can look like a sissy out there, nigga. We can just run. You know what I'm saying? We still going to get paid. He ain't going to make the type of money against Earl right now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Earl going to come with something. He going to come and fight like a motherfucker, man. And Charlo, he like a bully type motherfucker to me. Both of them was. That's why they change up when you slap the dog shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? They change into somebody totally different. And then when you get in the ring with a person that's perceived to be a killer, you run. You get in that motherfucking run, nigga, all night. Barely even throw a punch. You averaging single-digit punches and rounds and all this all type of shit. Barely even throwing a punch. Because you end up with somebody that you know ain't scared of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, man, he fell out of favor. He is not in a position to be telling us who he don't need. Nigga, you need anybody we want to see you in there with. Because right now, we ain't even interested in no Charlo. Nigga, you can go on about your business and won't none of us care. None of us won't. We will not care if you retire right now. So you need whoever we are willing to watch you fight. And we are willing to watch you fight Earl Spence, nigga. So get your ass up in there and get your paper.
Yeah, and Earl said that she's money right, I'll fight him. He said that years ago.
Yeah.
When they was asking about it, Earl was like, yeah, if the money right, we can fight. I ain't got no problem getting in the ring with Charlo. But Earl Crossroads is a little better. situational as far as fans go, fanfare. I think Charlo problem is, he got into boxing. D-Lo looked it up for me. He got him and DeCane. He got in boxing before Earl. Earl was the darling. You know what I'm saying? PBC was Earl was the man. If you really look at it, behind Canelo, Earl was pretty much the man at PBC.
Yeah, he was up there, but things definitely done changed. I saw somebody in the comment section talking about you think he still got Jerry Jones number on speed dial? That motherfucker probably called Jerry right now, and Jerry declining that shit. Nigga decline. Nigga, I don't want to talk to this motherfucker.
He changed his number.
Yeah, he'd have changed his number.
Excuse me, Mr. Jones, there's an Earl Spence on the phone. I'm busy.
Yeah, tell him I'll call him back.
I'm busy. I'm cutting cigars right now.
Yeah.
Cypher said, what about Madrimov versus Charlo? At this moment right now, Madrimov will probably beat Charlo.
Yeah, Charlo ain't been active and shit, man. The Madrimov don't get the credit that he deserves for his style. Like I had said the same shit that Crawford said. I said that Madrimov, he not looked at on the same level as Canelo, but he got a style that's tougher to deal with than Canelo because he do all of that feinting, all of that irky jerk shit, and Canelo was more settled down. So you more comfortable in front of somebody like that. This motherfucker throwing 1 million feints a minute. It's tough to fight like that. And I done seen Crawford, like not Crawford, but Charlo. He can have physical advantages over a guy. Like when he fought against Brian Castano, he still find a way to make this a tough ass fight.
Made it a draw.
Yeah, the first fight was a draw. You twice this man's size. You go out there and fight a draw. So he'll be a little bit bigger than Madrimov, but Madrimov got that style, man. Irky jerk. He been off in there with some good fighters and shit. Crawford. He been off in there with Virgil Ortiz and all this type of shit. Can't nobody stop him and get him up out of there. The motherfucker gonna be there. And if he don't come in the fight with the type of respect that he had for Virgil Ortiz, he is a dangerous fighter. Now against Ortiz, he was kind of scared of the power, so he went out there and ran around the ring and shit for like the first 9-10 rounds, wore his legs out, and didn't give himself a chance to win the fight. But I'm not sure if he'll have the same type of respect against Charlo. And if he don't, and he come to him and he fight like the Madrimov that we know that he can fight like, I think he might go out there and whoop Charlo.
It's crazy that we having a conversation that we trying to figure out who would be decent enough for you, who would be good enough. We could throw him in there with George Spencer. That at least get him a knockout so he can boost his levels up, get his confidence cracking.
Yeah, see, but the thing is, like, he became undisputed, but he became undisputed when the weight class had a bunch of B+ level guys. That's why you had so many great matchups in the weight class. But it wasn't a lot of Olympians. It wasn't a lot of people that won gold at the AIBA World Championships. It wasn't a lot of physical phenoms like Bruce Ennis and shit like that. You didn't even have the major giants that was in play and shit. Like his brother them had them moved up. Demetrius Andrade had them moved up. I think Jared Hurd had them moved up. Yeah, so he came along at the right time to take advantage of that weight class. But now the water is a little bit more murky. You done got these motherfuckers that's phenomenal fighters like Virgil Ortiz. You got folks like Bruce Ennis. Fedor, he done came into his own. You got Bakum Murtalazeev. I know he went out there and got outboxed by Josh Kelly, but he's still a dangerous fighter to be in there with. It's a bunch of good guys up there. Yoenis Tellez, Abbas Barra, Xander Zayas. It's just so many good fighters in the division. Like the level of competition has risen in that division since he's been inactive. Like it went from a weight class full of B+ level guys to some A- type level guys. And I just don't think he would have the same type of impact that he had back then if he was to start over right now against these guys. I think he would get his ass whooped. This ain't no Tony Harrison, nigga. These are some square business fighters in his weight class right now.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have no mental lapses within the fight. They coming to beat you up.
Yep, and they've been whooping ass all around the world.
Each and every one of them coming to beat you up. Nobody is giving you a break.
Yeah, you got world beaters and all that type of shit off in the weight class now. I mean, it's totally different than it was when he was coming up. All them B-level guys.
Cypher Supreme said he agreed. Eric R say, male the type of fighter that needs to make it to the corner to get instruction.
Oh yeah, no in the ring adjustments, and not only that, he makes you scratch your head with some of the decisions that he makes. Like when he had fought against Brian Castano.
Leaning on the ropes.
Why are you retreating to the ropes? You got a man that's shorter than you with shorter arms. You are gonna make the fight comfortable for him. You getting against the ropes and allowing him to fight at the real estate that he prefers. He wants to be in close so he can take advantage of his short arm length. Why ain't you boxing him on the outside? Why you ain't doing something slick and doing something smooth? Like Castano was a pretty explosive guy. Like when he went out there and he at least whooped the shit out that southpaw that was at the top at that time. I can't think of the dude's name, man. He come from like South America or some shit like that. He was a southpaw that was doing a bunch of punching. He went out there and got his ass whooped by Castano though, because Castano was exploding with lead level hooks and all that kind of shit. See, but the thing about Castano, he not a bob and weave type of guy. You know what I'm saying? Like we look at Madrimov with all that herky jerk, bob and weave and slipping and all that shit. See, Castano don't fight like that. He more basic. And you wasn't able to outbox him on the outside. It took you 22 rounds to really deal with this dude. 12 rounds the first time, but then 10 rounds in the rematch to really deal with this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, he just make you scratch your head sometime in the ring with his ring IQ.
Yeah, Castano was bringing it to him in that first fight. I think he surprised because Castano surprised his ass the first fight.
And he lost on a lot of people's scorecards, including D-Lo.
I thought he lost the fight, actually.
Yeah.
I really did. I thought Castano had outworked him.
I think Marlo ruled it a draw. He had it right on the money as far as the official scoring of the fight. But I had people off in the comment section like D-Lo that was giving the fight to Castano. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of just straight Charlo fanatics in the chat. So people wasn't trying to give Castano no credit for the work that he was getting off. So it was a lot of people saying that they felt like Charlo won the fight. But the people that was scoring the fight square business and were being unbiased, most of them had the fight going to Castano.
Yeah. Abdullah Mason getting ready to fight Cordina.
That's gonna be a good fight. Cordina is an Olympian. He went out there and knocked out that Iwata or whatever the fuck his name is. I can't think of the dude's name. He went out there and stopped him though. I want to say he had got a win over that dude from Tajikistan or some shit like that. That southpaw that was hitting folks with the lead right hook and knocking them out and shit. I can't think his fucking name, but he real tough though. I think Joe Cordina might have beat him by decision if I'm not mistaken. So Cordina, at one time, I was looking at him as like a top 3 fighter coming out the UK. Like he's talented like that. I don't know what his weight situation is looking like. I don't know how comfortable he is in the weight class and all that kind of stuff. But if he is comfortable in the weight class, he can definitely offer some resistance to Abdullah Mason. I won't even be surprised if he win the fight because he very talented.
Mason said it's gonna be a cookout. He gonna have to bring in smoke.
Oh, he gonna have to bring.
He thought Castano will edge that fight out too, split decision.
Yeah.
It's him. He fighting Shushu fighting, Tiger fighting, Ray Ford and Shaka Foster getting ready to line it up. All those fights is gonna be pretty decent. I want to see what's going to happen with Foster and Ray Ford. They've been talking that noise to each other.
Oh yeah, that's definitely going to be a good one. I got to see who Tiger Johnson fighting. No, he fight.
I don't know who he fighting. I just heard him mention because they was in the press conference. They was having a press conference, and they mentioned Tiger fighting, but they didn't say. I don't remember who they said.
They probably put him out for somebody to give him some work. You know how Top Rank is.
They train champions.
Yeah, it sounds like a Top Rank card and shit. I know he's been associated with Top Rank for a while. So more than likely, it's going to be some kind of quality.
They make champions, not pay-per-view stars.
Yeah.
I have learned my lesson about. I learned the difference between grooming a champion and grooming a pay-per-view star. There is a big difference.
I know we got this Wardley and Dubois fight coming up pretty soon.
Ooh, that's
This
gonna be a
weekend, I
good one.
think.
I think so. I think that is this weekend coming up.
I think it's on the 9th, man. I got to stop listening to Dubois talk, man. I picked Dubois, but the more I listen to him, I'm like, man, where am I picking this dopey motherfucker? Like, man, like he got to be.
He Baby Huey.
He got to be top 5 dumbest sounding fighters I ever heard talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, how can I bet on this dude? Like, me and Yasa, we done bet on the fight. Now, we bet the free bet money. We ain't put none of our own personal money on it. We just bet the free bet money. But I'm listening to this nigga talk. I'm like, man, how dumb can you be? Like, they asked him about the last 6 UK heavyweight champions and shit, and he couldn't even name hardly none of the motherfuckers. I think he named himself. He named Anthony Joshua. He named one more. Who was the other one? I can't even fucking remember.
I know he didn't.
Yeah, Lennox Lewis, I think. But he couldn't even say Tyson Fury or nothing like that. He couldn't say Fabio Wardley, the motherfucker he getting ready to fight. And I think the other one was what's the dude that used to fight at cruiserweight? And he went from David Haye. I ain't tripping on David Haye because I wasn't even thinking about David Haye myself. But you can't even name Tyson Fury. Like, bro, you didn't know Tyson Fury was a champion?
He probably don't like Tyson Fury, and he just chose not to say Fury. He might not like the big snowman like that.
Nah, he looked genuinely lost, bro. He looked like his brain just don't function like a normal person.
I was gonna say he just looked like that, but you would have to put the brain out functioning. Dang, so you saying the sister got all the brain?
Yeah, he dopey as fuck, bro. Like, that's the first word that comes to my mind when I look at him. Daniel Dopey Dubois. Just a dumb
I think
looking
he just
dude.
the Baby Huey. You know, you remember that Baby Huey cartoon? He just a big dude that probably got a lot of tongue lashings in school. Found out that he had a little pop, and there you go.
Man, I guarantee you ask that man was 12 times 12, he can't tell you.
Don't
I
you
ain't
dare
bullshit.
right
I think he is probably the dumbest fighter I done heard talk. Like I listened to Deontay Wilder talk, right? And he has a lot of communication errors, like as far as the way he talk and shit. His grammar ain't the best. You know what I'm saying? He sound country bumpkin. But I hear a little bit of intelligence when I hear him talk in some aspects. When I listen to Daniel Dubois talk, he sounds dumb as fuck to me. I'm not bullshitting. Like, I had to turn him out because I'm sitting up. I'm like, man, you know, you listen to fighters and sometimes they can talk you into eating crow. And I'm like, man, this dude here, like, I done picked him. I done picked him publicly, but I'm listening to him talk. He about to talk me out of my pick. I've been sitting up here thinking about taking Fabio Wardley because it seems like his brain ain't made a mush like Daniel Dubois.
This man said he remedial.
Yeah.
Moody Trayweather called him a caveman. Oh my God.
Yeah, he out of there.
Y'all hardcore on old Daniel. But I got Wardley. I'm actually riding with Wardley.
I mean, it could be an out with the old in with the new situation because Wardley is hot as a motherfucker. I'm going to go ahead and stay with Dubois, even though it feels kind of like counterintuitive because I'm thinking that he's going to have to win by decision. I think it's going to be hard to knock out Wardley because Wardley got a hell of a chin. And he got a lot of tread on the tires, too, because he didn't lose it in the amateurs. He pretty fresh overall. And he seems to just find ways to win. And you can't get him out of there because he got a good chin. So he just hang around and hang around and hang around and he catch you slipping and catch you with something. Next thing you know, you doing the stanky leg. The UK referees, they going to jump in and stop the fight quick. Like Yasser was like, man, hey, I'm taking Wardley by knockout over Joseph Parker. Because if he make Joseph Parker look like he hurt just a little bit, the referee going to jump in and stop the fight. So that is something that's in this fight. If he hit Daniel Dubois with something and make Dubois do a little dance, the referee going to jump in and fuck around and stop the fight. And I have seen Dubois hurt against a lesser fighter. His name was Kevin Lorena. He had dropped Dubois like 3 times in the first round. And this dude don't even have a high knockout percentage. At that time, I want to say he had 29 wins with only 14 knockouts. So he's not a power puncher, and this was at cruiserweight. So he moved up to heavyweight. He fight Daniel Dubois, and he done dropped Daniel Dubois like 3-4 times in the first round. Just got him out there raggedy. And then Dubois did get up, put some on him, and he got him up out of there. But it did stand out to me. I'm like, man, why is this guy that's not even punching like that able to hurt him like that? But it seemed like he was hurting him because he was hitting him with shots that he didn't see coming. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he can keep Fabio Wardley in front of him and he can see everything. And maybe he can brace himself for the punches better, like when he fought against Ergovich. Because Ergovich was hitting him with all kind of hard shots. And he was able to take them punches because I think he was able to brace himself for the punches because he could see them coming. So let's see what it's going to look like in front of Fabio Wardley.
Well, I did give him some good talking points to say that, you know, he can depend on his experience and ring generalship, stuff like that. You know, I tried to see the way that he could win, but I just feel like Fabio is fresher, and he looks like he gonna cause a problem.
It also looked like Daniel Dubois, he shows up the best when he doubted a little bit. Like when he fought against Big Baby Miller, they had Big Baby Miller as a sizable favorite in the fight and shit. He went out there and stopped the motherfucker. They had him as a pretty sizable favorite against Philip Ergovich. He went out there and stopped that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Then he started getting some steam up under him, and people started to believe in him. He went up in there and got stopped by Usyk. You know what I'm saying? But when he doubted, it seemed like that's the best version of Daniel Dubois that shows up.
Well, we're going to see if, I don't know. Are they really doubting him? Because the UK seems to be like kind of bigging him up.
Yeah, he opened as an underdog, though. He opened as an underdog in the fight against a man that didn't have no amateur background. I don't see hardly nobody picking him. When I see the videos with predictions and shit, everybody rolling with Wardley. So I think he is being doubted in this fight.
But he could surprise us. He could surprise everybody. Wardley tough as nails, Cypher Supreme. I said the same thing. He agreeing with you on what you were saying about Daniel. Shoot. That fight. Did you see the Tiamat, that girl Tiamat? I don't know how you say what her last name is. She kind of beat the brakes off that other little baby she was fighting.
The
The 19-year-old girl.
The one that the Kane posted.
Is it posted? I actually saw it.
I thought you talking about that chick that was at 160 that's knocking motherfuckers out that the Kane posted.
No, not the tall girl. This is another girl.
No,
smaller weight class.
Yeah, I ain't seen her. I know that woman, the Kane posted. They better be lucky she ain't orthodox, boy. They better be lucky she.
Oh, that tall lefty.
Hell yeah, they better be lucky she a lefty. Because if she was an orthodox fighter, boy, she'd be out there looking like Thomas Hearns.
Yeah, she handled that fight that she had. She handled that quickly. 1-2, straight down the pipe. Hit that girl so hard, that girl was like, "Nah, I don't want to fight no more. Hurry up, somebody throw in a towel, anything, referee." This bitch hit hard. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call her the B word. One of our sisters might be listening. I hope Dempsey Design show up because I'm gonna ask her to make me a banner that say Musically Zone.
Yeah.
One of those crochets. I'm gonna get one of those crochet things and hang it on my chair.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to get off, man. My shit about to go dead. I was already low when I came home. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no chance to really charge it up.
I feel you. Eric gonna call me EJ Jr. because I said Fundora's sister look real good. Moody Trayweather. She be doing her thing.
Oh yeah.
The sweet poison.
She might be like number 2 in the world right now behind Carissa. Who as a women's fighter, who more dominant than her? Besides
nobody.
Carissa. Yeah.
Because she got a high knockout rating too.
Yeah, she knocking motherfuckers out, man. And good fighters too. Like that Argentinian fighter, I can't think of her name, but she got an upset over God damn. That's a damn shame, man. Marlon is supposed to Esparza. Marlon Esparza, she got an upset over this chick. She from Argentina. She went off in there with Gabriela Fundora and got her ass stopped. Like Gabriela Fundora is not playing, man.
At
I think
all.
she's number 2 pound for pound. I can't think of too many people I put in front of her.
And Bumgarner just, I don't know, Bumgarner was old.
Well, she's 32. She's still at the tail end of her prime.
Yeah. So I'm like, she talking about, she making all these excuses and talking about Caroline, we could fight down the line and all this. I'm like, you ain't got that much more line to go.
Yeah, she's.
But I don't think that's gonna be a fight that's gonna happen. I don't think she's gonna fight her.
Nah, me neither.
I think she talking that shit, but she don't want that smoke.
Yeah, she just ducking in a very aggressive way. That's all she's doing, just aggressively ducking. Nigga, talking the way she talking is just an aggressive form of ducking. Period.
That's a smooth outtake, right? I like that. Get you ducking aggressively. That's a good one. I'm gonna put that in the song. Out here ducking aggressively because you don't want to face that sweet Caroline. Oh no, that's Sweet Caroline. It's too sweet. Sweet Poison and Sweet Caroline.
You got the Sweet Terminator too.
Oh yeah, I forgot. She ain't so sweet though. She gonna have to go back to the drawing board and get some shit together.
I think she is sweet, and that's her problem.
Like,
when I listen to her talk, I hear a sweet lady, a sweet woman.
Too nice.
Yeah,
just a basketball player.
Yeah, just a very nice and sweet woman. You got to ignore her exterior, the way she look, and just listen to the way she talk and listen to the stuff she says. That's a very sweet lady. I think she picked the perfect nickname, the Sweet Terminator, because she's a sweet woman, but she do got power where she can get you out of there. But I just don't think this is a sport for all of that sweet shit.
Cypher said she want that Taylor money. I wouldn't doubt it. She probably do, but the chances of her getting that probably slim. And then Eric R says she ducking kind of like the guy waiting till next season to jump back into Champ Ross. I wonder who that is.
And then I don't even buy that she want that money from Katie Taylor. It ain't like Katie Taylor filling up stadiums in this motherfucker. She might actually make more money fighting against the bar, because if they fight over there in the UK, nigga, they might go to one of them stadiums that put 100,000 people in that bitch. And they fans come out and support, nigga.
They sure do.
They come support. She might make more money fighting Carol. So I don't even know if it's a money thing.
This boy say, I ain't no snitch, but his initials are M and Z.
No, he said she ducking kind of like the guy waiting till next season to jump back into Champ Ross.
Yeah, I read that part, and then he said, I ain't no snitch, but his initials are M and Z. I'm trying to think who that could be. Murder Zalel or something?
No, I think Musically Zone.
When I look, I'm seeing the season already started. I'm not trying to jump in a week late. I'm going to start in the beginning, week 1.
Man, we had a whole month out from Champ Ross. You had plenty of time to get up in there if you wanted to be there. I had put the announcement out there and shit. But don't feel bad, because Yasa ain't up in there. Napoleon Armstrong ain't up in there. It's up to me, Eric R, Gil Coles, and D-Lo to hold it down from the Block fam this season.
Ain't DeCane in there?
Nah, he ain't in there.
Huh. Oh, he was saying for the Champ Ross people to stop the fight stopped at round 6.
Oh, yeah.
Cypher Supreme say both fights are lucrative. But Katie Taylor has she retired? Is Bumgarner trying to get her to come out of retirement, or is Katie like picking and choosing because she at that point now that she can?
If she worried about a legacy, Katie Taylor is a good fight. But if she just want like a bag, I think that she'll probably make more money fighting against Caroline. I don't know if Australia be having fights with 100,000 folks in the stands. I ain't never heard of that, but I done heard of that in the UK a lot of times. I don't even know if Australia got fervent boxing fans the way the UK does, where they just foaming at the mouth to get to a fight. drank their beers and shit, beat on them drums. There's only one, dun 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 dun. And I don't know if they like that in Australia, but yeah,
Katie Taylor, Australian?
Ireland. I'm tripping. Ireland. Yeah, I'm tripping. That's even worse.
Because I'm sitting here like, who we talking about?
Yeah, I get that shit mixed up sometimes. Yeah, but she from Ireland. That's even worse though. What big fights they having over there in Ireland?
None, because I thought she always had her big fights in the UK.
Yeah, I think she'll probably make more money fighting against Caroline, man, because they gonna pack it out in that motherfucker. Square business.
Yeah, they gonna come in there. They're gonna leave their knives at the door. Come in and sing Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum, and watch the fights. Go home, bruh. Can you imagine the way we walk around over here with guns and stuff? Those motherfuckers walking around with knives, machetes and shit.
Yeah.
When they say they finna get down, they get down for real. They really fighting, looking each other in their eyes.
Yeah. They just need to stop rapping. That's the only thing. Stop rapping, because that shit don't sound right.
I heard a couple of them that sound pretty cool. Have some flow.
I be hearing it with the block to the block, block to the block, block. I don't even know what the fuck they saying.
That man said blick to the block, block. Oh man, that's cold-blooded. Yasser gonna say, oh, Trey. He gonna get you to that way because you know he be listening to the replays.
Yeah, it sound crazy over there though.
Man, I done moved my schedule. I'm on days now. Getting up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
So I'm still off Tuesday and Wednesday. I was able to keep that. But shoot, I go to work on Thursday and Friday. I got to be in the bus and driving at 3:45. Get off at
3:45 a.m.?
Yeah.
Hell nah.
That man said, oh, hell no. Who going somewhere at that time in the morning?
Yeah.
I picked the route. That's why I picked it, because I'm like, oh, yeah, I should have a couple of hours. I ain't really got to worry about nobody. Then when I looked at the route, I realized that it goes by the medical center and by two transit centers. I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to be taking people, I'm going to be getting up early morning, going to work, and it's going to be dark. I haven't driven this route yet, so I'm going to be looking for the streets. I can't make no wrong turn because these people are going to be tripping. So I'm thinking I might tomorrow get up in the morning, go catch the bus and ride it so I can kind of peep out the route.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go do some reconnaissance or whatever that shit called. Nigga. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I know it is, but that means I got to wake up twice early in the morning. Because I went to work yesterday. What's today? Tuesday, right? Yeah, I went to work yesterday and I pulled out the yard at 4:20. But I knew that route already. I knew that route by heart. They added something to it, but I already knew that too from living in that neighborhood. But I told my wife, I was like, man, I got sleepy about 10 o'clock. I shook it off by 10:30 though. I'm like, I can't be getting sleepy. That's the last thing I want. Hitting people, because they'll say, hey, you missed that turn.
Yeah.
I'll be like, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting corrected. I had this one dude, he just owned me. Man, I don't know how you missed that turn. It's a simple route. I say, bro, this is my first time driving this route. But it's a simple route. All you do is go. I say, hey, man, you going to let me drive? Or you going to keep busting my balls about missing the turn? I don't show up at your job and tell you about flipping the burger. I don't work in no fucking fast food.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Just let me make it, bro. That's all.
Yeah.
So, and I got that route 2 days in a row. I got it on Thursday and Friday. I'm gonna have it every Thursday and Friday for the next 4 months.
That is
So-
something that I like about doing what I do. I got my own schedule. Can't nobody tell me where to be or what to do. Can't tell me motherfucking thing. Ain't no politics. If you are the best at the table, you will win overall. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting some decent money and shit. Like so far, I'm up almost 18 grand for this year, and we got plenty of more time to go. You know what I'm saying? And I actually done made some mistakes that I done cleaned up, so I got an opportunity to make money at a higher rate. It's fun as fuck. Like shit, my life is great. That's why it was kind of hard for me to go back to school and shit. I'm like, man, do I really want to get this shit up? I know I can save a life and all that shit, but I like putting that dirt diggler in the motherfucker too, man, to getting that paper. You know what I'm saying? I throw that
feel you.
pooch. I like that pooch shiesty, man. I don't know why I like listening to that ignorant motherfucker, man, but I throw that pooch shiesty on, nigga. That just put me in the mode. I go out there and go handle my business. It's a shiesty summer, nigga.
Let me say, she probably looking for views and endorsements. She don't have no endorsements yet. I thought she had some endorsements.
I saw on some commercials and shit.
Yeah, I thought she had some endorsements.
But since she done tested dirty, I ain't seen
Ain't
all
nothing
that
been
stuff.
popping off. Yeah, she lost that.
Yeah.
Eric also, would you let one of those chaps join the Track Titans? MC Screw. I don't know, man. He talking about from over in the UK. If I was
Yeah, I know.
It's this. Let me see. It's this one cat. You know who I would let join? I would let those two old dudes join.
I know you talking about.
I'll sign in for sure.
Yeah, them two social media motherfuckers.
Yeah, they be going hard, and you can understand what they talking about.
I don't be knowing what the fuck they talking about sometimes. Like I can understand the words, but I don't be knowing what the fuck they talking about sometimes. But they kind of witty with it though.
Yeah, they be going smooth with it. Yeah, they be having some nice tracks.
Yeah,
I give them that.
You seen them dudes that be freestyling at the garage and shit? They all be lined up in the garage, and then they got that old Houston flow. It's like an updated version of that Houston flow. Yeah, they be on social media like Facebook and all that shit. They be going fed in that bitch too. I don't know their names, man, but they be going hard. It's like a half a dozen of them and shit, and every one of them be going hard.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to look for that. Cause me and Obese, Big E and EL, but me and Otis is the one we working trying to get all the stuff lined up. But we plan on trying to pop off next year a rap battle here in San Antonio with the locals and see how it goes. We're gonna give them we getting together either a cruise or a recording, pay for a recording session for them in a nice studio because nigga don't want them at their house, and see how that go. And then we're gonna try to go to Houston, then Dallas, then Austin, Fort Worth, and see if we can't bring them together. We trying to start something like how they be having like singing battles and stuff. We trying to do that for the rapping talent.
You gonna have them like battling against each other, like on
we're gonna have them battle against each other like a 32, like a basketball bracket with 32 rappers. You pick from the pick your number and like number one against the number one squad against the 32nd squad. You know how they be doing the brackets and line it up like that. And your number goes against the other number, and we're gonna set y'all off against each other for about we said about 3 minutes per person, but that time might be long because we're trying to get vendors to be there. We got to find a spot to have it. But we've been digging into the trenches of it, and I'm just putting it out there, letting it be known so the universe could suck it on up. But we planning on doing that and seeing how we can keep that rolling. So when we get it, I'm gonna call to you, Trey, and be like, hey man, come on down here and have some fun. You ain't got to rap or nothing. You ain't got to worry about that. Did your phone die? I got people falling off left and right. Yeah, cause say the old dudes be snapping. I saw them with their little group. It was them, 2 other old dudes, and an old lady, and they was all going hard too. They was all going hard. It's 11:14. I'm about to get off of here. I had fun. I was chilling with everybody. I ain't finna go ahead and put my wife on to play this trivia game about movies and stuff. So I'm finna go back here and show her who know what. Show her the what for, and let her know that I'm holding it down. I thought your phone went dead, bro. That's what I said. So I'm finna go ahead and put the who for what for down. Eric R., you talking that noise, man, but let me let you know something. Something I'm about to let you know. I will be back, and be ready. Season 29, number 1. I'm gonna make it a great one. Cypher Supreme TV. He say salute. Grand evening. Man, glad we could be part of it. My partner. As I say, as always, y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all chose to spend y'all time with me, and I appreciate it. Look forward for those fights that's coming up. I think Abdullah Mason. I'm riding with Mason. I'm riding with Shushu. I'm riding with Shocky. I'm riding with oh yeah, you could be my debut, homeboy. You could be my debut. I'm riding with Shocky. I'm riding with Wardley. Is that all of them? Am I missing anything? No, I'm not missing nothing. So I'm riding with all those. Those are my picks. I'm thinking those are the people that I'm looking forward to taking the victory. Once again, Mason, Shushu, Shocky, Wardley. Man, I still haven't given my who I think gonna take the victory with Xander and Boots, cause I'm stuck in my mind. You know, I like Xander, I like Boots, and I always say I think Boots will shine when the lights get brighter, and Xander could actually Xander can actually pull a stunt on somebody. This boy said we doing the Olympic style testing. No, whatever, man. Whatever. You still no, I ain't afraid. I ain't never been afraid of no needle. Big bro, appreciate you staying around and hanging with us, bro. Love you. Have a good one. He said, I'm still pondering the Foster fight. So you think Ray Ford gonna give him some problems? I'm thinking Foster might do his thing, man. Foster got that dog in him. I like old Shock. I like him. So I think he might pull it off. But we'll see. We will see. We will see. Yeah, scared of the needles. Y'all know how I do. I always play a little something before we burn out. I'm gonna drop 2 of them. You know, we gotta put a hook to one. But me, EL and Big E, they came together and we put one together. We need to put a hook to it. And as always, peace and all that good stuff. And we're gonna go ahead with this. Let me put a little volume to that so y'all can let them cook. Let them cook. I was just about to start cooking. Get the flute. Get the flute. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Here we go. I don't know what the name of it is yet because we ain't came up with one. But maybe y'all can think of one and put it in the chat. This is me, Big E, and EL. Z there.
I run the last leg, hand me the stick, and I'm out this bitch. You got a lot of money, but I ain't never seen you couch a bitch. I'm looking in her eyes, and I absolutely doubt the bitch. I lay her life down for you, cause nigga, you a counterfeit. Y'all get that stepped on, we provide the straight drop. Dump the whole cookie out. Don't forget to scrape the pot. Chopping up chunks, shit look like a gravel road. Moving so fast, it ain't even gonna matter, bro. Pockets on swole, bump in the trunk. Thick yellow bitch like an all-day brunch. Only roll the hard top cause niggas be sniping. Taking your life, ain't nobody fighting.
Code name Barney Rubble. Sold plenty Flintstones. Always had plenty stock. Scooping up the bedrock. Fuck with them bad hoes.
deep throat, no joke. Always with me chillin', but they always brag no choke. Cover over headstones, bid my haters good night. Something that I won't do is bring a knife to a gunfight. Let me help you understand, I always get my get back. Even if it takes a whole year, I'm gonna get that. Petty's what they call me, so petty's what I am, bro. Catch you in the club and leave you leaking on the dance floor. Catch you with your broad and leave you leaking in the arms. So when you see me coming, you know what it is that I'm there for.
Moody Trayweather, peace.
Wonder why it changes when we come around. We make these niggas change their smiles into a grind. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, where they at? There they go. Fucking with these old school G's, your ass gotta go. Running your mouth like your ass got fucking time. Knowing damn well that we serious about eyes. Bumping this the cause of this, and you do it well. I'm feeling like LL, God like rock the bells, take a boom stick and hit you across your fucking head. Love it, now what's that shit you said? Who that is squawking like they bout that gang bang? Thought you could hide like we didn't know where you hang. Who that is squawking like you bout that gang bang? Lame ass niggas getting wings.
Yeah, I had to say peace to Moody Trayweather. I want that brother to think I don't appreciate him because he always here and he always represent. Like I said, I got much love for my brothers and sisters, other mothers and fathers. Let's switch this up. We got one more for you before we go.
Niggas talk a lot of game till it's time to play one. I hear a whole lot of yap, they ain't gonna say nothing. Get your whole shit smacked, and ain't no coming back from that. You move like a bitch, and I ain't even capping black, thinking it's a joke. I ain't really laughing black. Let the pistol smoke. Your mama's gonna be wearing black. The sister sniffing coke. After this, she gonna be smoking crack. And front row Joe ain't gonna never get his brother back. Did I stutter black? So fuck is that? Every one of your fears confirmed. You can trust in that. Every one of your peers gon' burn. Where the mustard got a pin on where your shit at, nigga. We on your musty ass.
Standing on the block, niggas always stay away from me. Say they got game, but none of them will play with me. Dress your bust pipe, so I'ma play the plumber now. Niggas say he lying though, so I guess he bringing thunder now. Woo! And I ain't even bust a rhyme with that. But that daylight in your soul had your people big and bringing back. Rappers playing their gang stars, running like some refugees.